take first watch.
Hello, and welcome to an all-new episode of the First Watch podcast. I'm Zach, and I'm here with Cole and with Morgan. How are you guys doing?
I think I'm gonna die in this house.
Today we're here to talk about actually, can we like get the hard part of this out of the way? Is Emerald Fennell Brat? Yes, no. Is Wuthering Heights 2026 Brat? Yes, no.
I don't
Um,
I don't fucking care, dude.
she wants to be Brat. She'll never actually be Brat.
That feels right. Today we're talking about a movie that is polarizing audiences, but I think um buzzy the way that you would expect from a young Oscar-winning writer-director who has made two movies that were also both very polarizing. That is the English filmmaker Emerald Fennell. This is our first
You,
episode ever on one of her movies, which
you know,
is
I just want to say briefly, when people use the word polarizing in most modern contexts, it usually refers to something that is a pile of dog shit.
yeah.
And uh Promising Young Woman, while that is a pile of dog shit, is the only one of these that I would classify as polarizing. Um Saltburn, we all collectively roasted, and
We did, but there is a large contingent of particularly younger audiences that are really into it. I think that these have a lot of praise, in spite of the fact that there's also a lot of I think polarizing applies here. Definitely Promising Young Woman for sure. That's like
yeah.
Oh
young.
God, yeah.
I
You
definitely
know,
agree. That's also her worst still.
there's a
So
timeline in which COVID doesn't happen, and that movie gets like a tenth of the attention that it did. And
yeah,
frankly, I think that's the better timeline.
it landed at like an exactly correct point because that came out in December of 2020. I saw it in theaters, and it was one of the only, like however many movies I saw in 2020, especially after March. Not
Hmm.
many. It was like Tenet and Promising Young Woman, the duo
New
from hell.
Mutants,
What'd you say?
New Mutants.
I did not see that in theaters because that's fake.
No.
I'll do Emerald Fennell and I'll do Christopher Nolan, but that's too much for me.
I think I watched New Mutants sitting in this chair.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it was
saw
definitely a
that.
Zoom thing.
That was one of the two things I saw in a theater when the movie theaters were back open in Boston for like a month.
That sucks.
So no good movies.
It was
Yeah.
that and Tenet, so I did see a good movie actually. Thank you very
Yeah, it
much.
was Mank and then eventually Nomadland came around here. That was 2020. Odd times. Long
I
time ago.
I realize I get after you for this all the time, but being pro Tenant and anti Mank is the worst shit I've ever heard in my life.
Terrible. Just terrible. And likewise, today's movie's terrible. This is, I don't know, every once in a while we program one that just looks like a clunker or that we imagine is going to be a clunker or we imagine, we haven't done it too much though. I think we're more
Mhm.
likely to pick some
There
like
has to be like
random,
something to say, you
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I think we're
Like we're
more
not
likely to
doing an
pick
episode
some,
on Return to Silent Hill. That's no.
I
Although
mean, we
that was
already did that
funny.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like every once in a while, there's like usually a big franchise thing where I'm like, okay, guys, we have to talk about Jurassic World Dominion.
and in this case, it's because Fennel is that relevant. It's because, well, you guys went out of your way to read Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, which we'll get into more. But like, that's an amount of prep for it where you're like, if I'm reading a full book, I want to talk about that on that podcast I do because, it's
Yeah,
it's it's just kind
I
of an
just
outlet for those things.
I
Mhm.
just had to know what I was talking about when I lay
Yeah.
into this.
Same.
So we'll get there. Before we do, any other new releases that either of you have seen and would like to talk about? I think we didn't talk about Sam Raimi last week, in case anybody wants to hit that one. Maybe
We
we did.
didn't
Did we?
really No, and we didn't really talk about Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, the VR experience, the video game.
Yes.
Roman Reloaded, Target
Yeah.
exclusive.
Both very fun movies.
Yeah,
Both
had a ball.
throwing it back to 2008.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something very drag me to hell about Send Help and also
For
Rachel
sure.
McAdams. It's just such a blast in that movie.
Yeah.
So much fun.
lots of great little visual things. I feel like the movie
Mhm.
doesn't look very good overall. Like the look of it is not that great, but then like his camera setups and the way that the camera moves, ultimately it's like funny enough, it's kind of the reverse of the Wuthering Heights thing. Wuthering Heights is really like desktop background picturesque, but nothing ever moves or is all that visually interesting in spite of that. This is like the opposite. It's like the overall look of Send Help is kind of like corporate office, random beach, very digital, but then how he uses those tools makes it more interesting.
Mhm. Yeah, you have a little bit of extra fun when the pig's squirting blood all over the place.
Just like extreme close up of like tuna salad on Rachel McAdams' cheek and stuff. Very fun movie.
Yeah, I sort of found the preamble more entertaining than I was expecting.
It's
Uh,
actually very
Hmm.
Drag Me to Hell, right? Like it's
yeah,
this
Yeah.
not the same thing, but the same kind of thing happening.
There is a moment where it pulls its punch, and I wish it didn't.
Yeah. Slice.
yeah,
And it deflated a little bit from there on out for me, but I was still having a good time.
It
and
felt like it, yeah.
the ending is a flop. I didn't care for that really.
It
Mostly in just how it looked. Like it looks stupid.
it
Like why
kind
does it
of
look fake like that?
veers
I
in
guess
the
there's a
I
reason it
direction.
could look fake like that, but like,
I enjoy that it looked a little bit like reality TV.
It's just such a heel turn for this character. That ending specifically, Cole, I made the comparison after I
Hmm.
saw it to Skincare, which is this Elizabeth
Oh
Banks
yeah.
movie. And that look and that feel and that kind of like glossier Amy Dunn thing that is that character
Hmm.
is what Elizabeth Banks does the entire time. Like she's causing a ruckus around town. She is kind of a villain. This character, this Rachel McAdams character, is like so pointedly sympathetic in every which possible way that it's
Hmm.
like, so are we committing to her being kind of evil? Is she not evil? Do I like her? Do I not like her? And it felt like they just couldn't pick a direction.
Honestly, even if she was evil, I still would have been on her side.
And that so commit to that. Like there are murders committed in this movie, multiple of them, to innocent people. So like, just commit to her being like wicked and evil. Like, just own
Hmm.
it. Own that that's what you're doing. If that to me is the pulled punch moment is, it's all about that. It's just failing to really find who is this character. Is she soft and sensitive? Is she brutal and vindictive? I
Hmm.
don't know. She's both whenever the movie happens to need her. But it's a very fun ride. It's as good as Dylan O'Brien's ever been, and
Yeah,
I liked
easily.
Saturday Night, but he's actually quite good in this.
He's also really
Uh,
good in Twinless.
why am I not thinking of his name? It's President Palmer from 24. Haysbert, Dennis Haysbert,
yeah,
briefly
the
in The
Allstate
Office.
Hmm.
man.
Yeah, I just liked
Hmm.
seeing him. I was like, smell it. No. Yes. Good picture.
uh,
Yeah,
and Nirvana, what a fun movie.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of clips of Matt and Jay just on
Hmm.
Instagram that just will pop up of them talking about like fair use copyright, the big Drake thing. I didn't know
Yeah,
this. All
that's
of their movies
insane.
have something like this. Every single movie that Matt Johnson has made has some bullshit where it's like there was a shooting outside the house of Ontario, Canada resident Drake, the rapper. And so they went to the house and they're filming the cops and the ambulances and everything going around there and then shooting Jay running up and down the street. They got behind it because they lied and said that they were press. Just like weird guerrilla filmmaking shit for no fucking reason at all.
Everything in the CN Tower. I'm like, how the fuck did they get up?
I
Amazing stuff.
what an extraordinary failure of security to let the dude with
I
clippers.
know. I almost wrote that in my original review, but I didn't understand how much of that, which the answer is 100%, is like stolen illegal footage. Like
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
of the footage in there is just not,
Mhm.
they were not allowed to be doing that. They're just doing it
Yeah.
anyway. And I assumed, okay, well it must be scripted. Like we must be seeing it's no, no, no. The security really was that bad. I remember thinking to myself like, no, this has to be scripted. There's no way their security is this bad. And it turns out it really is. Amazing.
Oh
that
God.
that man is fired. Fired, fired.
I
Uh,
appreciate making a movie like Blackberry, which had like legitimate cred to it. People were really, really celebrating that thing. And like he's also making like an Anthony Bourdain biopic, but just in the meantime,
Hmm.
using all the goodwill, all the money to like shit out this movie tie-in to your web series. Like, you know, who is the
Which
audience for this? But they've done quite well
yeah,
with Neon.
which no matter what, this will be the most beloved thing he ever does.
Yeah.
For
Like
sure.
I can't imagine what else it would be if it's especially if it's on the tier of BlackBerry, which is like fine.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm definitely intrigued by his Anthony Bourdain movie.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
that
I
on
Mm.
feel
paper, I don't really like making an Anthony Bourdain movie. Um,
just read the book.
Dominic Sessa, that's
Yeah,
cool. I like that he's around and doing stuff. But the fact that it's
Yeah.
Matt Johnson, I'm like, okay, well, maybe.
He's
It
doing
yeah,
a movie
opens
with
up the
Rose Byrne
possibility.
about like a homeless woman suing to get her car back from a towing company or something.
Hmm?
Dominic
what?
Sessa.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw the trailer for it yesterday. It looks incredibly fake, but I'm like, sure.
Okay.
He made all of that up just now.
But yeah, so funny, so clever, so inventive. I hate how old 2008 looks. I
Yeah.
hate how
Yeah,
old it looks. But yeah,
paging
back
Dr. Faggot.
You're just like looking at that the gag there almost takes a minute to land for me. Not his looking around, just like the idea that in 2008 we collectively we royal we not anybody specific, but like we were laughing at that shit. We were singing the Black Eyed Peas song. Like
yeah.
it's amazing how drastically and how quickly certain things like that have changed.
Hmm.
There's like the Cosby and Jared from Subway gags in there as well. So that's
Hmm.
another layer of it. But just in terms of like what is culturally acceptable to make as a joke in a movie theater and have people laugh at it, like 2008 is both, to your point, Cole, it's like forever away, but it's also like right there. It's like, man, what the fuck? The Hellboy, the Golden Army, Hellboy 2, the Golden Army on the marquee. I was
Oh,
like, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
we're so
Dark Knight
back.
poster,
Yep.
iPods.
Take me back.
But yeah, I had a great time with that. A movie I did not have a great time with, although I guess I did it my own way, is Psycho Killer.
Oh God.
I wanted to catch the matinee of this today, but I slept like shit last night, and I woke up for the first time today, and it was 2 o'clock, so I was just like, all right, well,
That is, you know what? You made the smarter choice, so I'm gonna tell you that. So this is a new film by Gavin Paulo, and it's written by Kevin Andrew Walker, who, as everybody knows, wrote Seven. This movie is about a Kansas state police officer, played by Georgina Campbell, who was in Barbarian, who's tracking down the satanic slasher as he cuts his way across America, killing in the name of, Satan and all that, one state after another. It is 92 minutes. I feel like half the screenplay is missing. There's basic logical stuff. There's basic logic in this movie that gets put out incorrectly. I'm like, how the fuck did he kill 12 people in a day? Like his body count just keeps rising in comical levels. How did he get from X, Y? How did he get from A to B? How did he get from C to D? The movie makes no fucking sense. It is genuinely incompetent at the base level of screenwriting in a way that I am genuinely shocked this got a release from a major studio.
Who put this one out?
Fox.
Yeah. It's giving that like War of the Worlds Ice Cube energy
Yeah.
levels of just like, huh, nobody put this together.
Yeah. It's missing like half of it. It's like an incomplete thing of Malcolm McDowell's there as a Satanist.
Yeah.
That dude has never said no to a paycheck.
I don't get the satanic panic thing still. I know it's been going on. I think it reached what was whatever the long legs year was, 24, I guess, because that had
Mm-hmm.
like a bunch of them. That was First Element and all this other stuff. But like, I don't get it.
Immaculate.
I don't like where is this coming from? What are we doing? What are we talking about? It is not 1968. This does not make sense.
Yeah, and also because like this movie's set in, I guess, the modern day, like serial killers don't make sense nowadays because of the surveillance state. So, you're lacking your logic there. The satanic thing doesn't make sense because, as we all know, they're a bunch of fucking dorks. I mean, God bless them for it, but
Right.
they're not the threat.
No. it's just really weird. It's really weird. It's just Exorcist remakes.
Hmm.
Even that new Evil Dead that's coming out looks very
Hmm.
Exorcist-y to me. Or the Mummy, excuse me, not the Evil Dead. The Lee
Yeah,
Cronin director
Lee
of Evil Dead
Cronin's The
Rise
Mummy.
doing the Mummy and making it look like the Exorcist. And it's like, what? We're back to this?
Yeah,
How did we get back
it's
to this?
It's not even like we're back to 1968. It's like we're back to like 2011.
Yeah, like
yeah.
the 2006 Omen remake. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, all right, dude, cool.
I mean, look, I get why they made that movie. You want to put out a devil movie on June 6, 2006.
I
Like,
saw
come
it in
on.
theaters that very day,
That's like the perfect timing.
and it sucked. It
Yeah,
was
let's
bad.
let's get
But
the
yeah.
guy who did A Good Day to Die Hard and the Max Payne movie. Let's get him to make our Omen movie.
Mhm. But yeah, no, this turns into
Legitimately
like
maybe the worst of all time.
yeah, no, this turns into like, chasing the serial killer, and then it turns into the China syndrome at the end in a really bizarre way. But and then the twist at the end is so fucking stupid. I'm not even gonna say what it is, but
I'm so jazzed.
I rag on movies a lot. I am genuinely baffled. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. Genuinely. Um, I did have a much better time with another comedy. This one an intentional comedy. The mockumentary The Moment, which
Mm.
does pertain to our discussion today. It's Charlie XCX's This Is Spinal Tap. It's about a version of her getting ready to go on her first arena tour, but things keep on going sideways because she's not ready for that level of fame. The music video director keeps on trying to turn her into Taylor Swift and some very, very pointed jabs, and she doesn't know how to handle it. She signs up for deals. Credit card, anybody?
Oh God, put it next to the Bat credit card.
This is the most capitalist thing you've ever done in your life.
Defrauding the banks is brat.
I just if this okay, look, 2008, right? If you made this in 2008 and like Matt Johnson directed it and you filmed the whole fucking thing on like a DV and it was like 37 minutes long and the idea was the whole time I'm watching it I don't know if it's a real documentary or if it's
Hmm.
fiction or what the fuck it is and you put it out on the earliest version of YouTube or Vimeo or something and it's
Hmm.
like this total grassroots underground thing. Cool. That type of shit is legend making. This is so corporate. It is so manicured. It is so manufactured that it's like even the thoughtfulness behind it just kind of rinsed right by me. Because
Hmm.
it's a smart reflection on these things. I'm not trying to like call Charlie out and be like, this is really stupid. But it does not work. Like it did not, none of it was work. And I don't know. I'm the last person to be like engaged in the myth making and the kind of like the roles of all these famous people in the pop sphere.
Yeah, I
I
did
don't
needle
care.
you a little bit into going to see this.
Yeah, which was fine. I was able to lump it in pretty easily with what was that? That was at the Texas Theater. What did I double that with? I can't remember now.
Did you
It
see Live Die Repeat or something like that?
That's right. Yes, it was the anime of the manga adaptation that Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt is based on. It's boring, by the way. It looks kind of neat, but it's like, it was pretty flat. I have not heard anybody. It's called All You Need Is Kill is the
Hmm.
title. That's the title of the manga and the title of this movie. And I haven't heard a single person be enthusiastic about it. So yeah, that was like kind of a losing double for me. But still, it was fun to get out and like see it. I'm glad that I did it there and not at AMC just because
Hmm.
if it was going to have any chance of like there's just nothing like particularly like rebellious about this. It's like self-conscious, but
Hmm.
it's in that Orson Welles quote way where it's just like, yeah, this is you're like padding your ego with your own insecurity thing. And maybe really the cherry on top of all of it is like, girl, just write a song. You're much better at that. Just put out a song
Hmm.
because everything that you're saying here, you already said it on the album. Sympathy is a knife. We all know that one. We all know we all know who that's about. We all know what that's dealing with, and you said it so much more sincerely and impactfully in
Yeah.
that medium than you're ever going to in the House of Kidman.
Yeah, I guess authenticity does go out the window when Kylie Jenner is part of the cast.
She's one of the better parts of the movie, so
Yeah, genuinely.
I obviously I did not see this. Um, the only thing I have to say about it
We
is I
turn it
think
off
she,
in like 10 minutes in.
yeah, I just like, why would I? Well,
yeah,
there's
the
so
only
many,
way I was ever gonna see it was in a theater. I
yeah,
don't, you couldn't have compelled me to press play, but I was like, well, I'm already here.
yeah. The other thing I have to say about it is I think Miss XCX is owed a couple jabs, considering that her song about Taylor Swift was "You Make Me Really Insecure," and Taylor Swift responded with "You're a coke addicted whore." So
Yeah,
I think, you know, they could take a couple shots.
yeah. Let's get ourselves another like Drake Kendrick type thing
Yeah.
going. It's like one much bigger artist and the other one just like going for the fucking throat.
God, if only, if only. I mean, maybe someday.
She didn't even say anything mean.
Yeah.
No.
She's like, she's just
Honestly, she
like,
said she said more about the industry than she said about her
What
personally.
what was the Oh, Cole, we talked about this when that was all going on, when the new Taylor album came out. Because I remember saying it's like, that's such an opportunity as the bigger, more successful, more, ingrained in the culture person to almost have like a bigger moment there. To say, like,
Hmm.
no, 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 stop looking down on yourself, like, love yourself, like, have like a message of like positivity and love and,
Hmm.
and, and like heal that situation. And
And
instead,
that's
but
also something she can never do because she views every single other woman in the industry as a rival and not as,
wasn't
like
there an artist that had a response to Charlie that was like that though?
Lord
Lord, yes, thank you.
on the Girls So Confusing remix, which was like, no girl, I got it too. I'm also messed up in the head.
It's like that's it. Anyway, yeah, sorry, we're back on Taylor Swift somehow.
I enjoy dragging her.
Yeah,
it's just there's so few relics of the Obama era that we have in such intact fashion, like
yeah,
Taylor Swift.
yeah.
And this is such like Obama era pop star mentality. Like I
Hmm.
have to drag you down
Yeah.
to be to make my like career worst album.
It has like two back-to-back career worst albums, which is tough.
If I'm being honest, like free.
What am I missing? Midnight's for sure, Showgirl for sure.
Midnight's,
Yeah.
What?
Dead Poets Society, or whatever the
Oh
fuck it's
yeah, see, I
called.
skipped that middle one.
Yeah.
I forgot there was one. You're right, it is three back-to-back to
I thought
back.
that one was okay. She's just on her girl with the guitar shit. Like it's inoffensive.
But like
The
it's right after her probably best two albums, or at least her best two in many years.
well, it's right after
Yeah.
Midnight's.
Well, I'm saying
Or
Midnight's starts
oh,
that run of three after Folklore
yeah.
and Evermore.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I was like,
Midnight's
wait,
is
this
fine.
shit's actually kind of okay.
I
Yeah.
was like, hey, you're actually getting creative. I like that.
We got that guy from the National here. Anyway,
And she's like, no, Jack Antonoff forever. And everybody said,
Hate him.
I
What were we talking about?
Charlie
don't fucking know.
XCX,
Yeah.
Charles Xavier CX.
All right. Someone wrestled a conversation away from me.
So I'll just briefly hit a few. I saw the new Gore Verbinski picture. Good luck, have fun, don't die.
Eh.
It's so long. It's got creative moments. There's like good special effects. Gore Verbinski is a good director. Like he has I was because of watching this, I made like a Gore Verbinski list and looking at them all together, I'm like, well, I don't really like this filmography, but I like him. I like his whole thing. I like the way that he
Hmm.
makes stuff. Um, I'm not saying that this movie is like bad because of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but around that time he hit that Peter Jackson thing and like
Yeah.
only makes movies that are too fucking long. Like even
Hmm.
Rango is too long. Even like there's another one that I'm thinking the Lone Ranger
The
with
Lone
Johnny
Ranger is
Depp.
like
The Lone
two
Ranger is
hours
like
and
a
40 minutes or something.
misfire.
It's just like this movie, which has got a very like everything everywhere all at once type of vibe.
Yeah,
It's got
for
a
sure.
very pointed, like pointed, didactic, pointed anti-AI message to it, which fine, I agree. Uh, it
Mhm.
needs to be 77 minutes long, dude. Like
Yeah.
this needs to be shorter than short. This needs to be like and that's my same thing about the moment. I mean, I'm not trying to be like no movie should ever be 2 hours, but most of you just tighten it the fuck up.
Hmm.
Um, the other
Yeah.
one, ugh, How to
I
Make a
will
Killing,
say
bad.
I did.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
God, yeah. No. I will say I did laugh at the joke in Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die when the parents were talking about reviving their children.
Mm.
Uh, the victims of school shootings, they get to
hmm
clone them from the government, and they were like, you know what? This was the fourth time we lost her, so we're just gonna get creative. We're gonna make her Muslim and racist this time.
It's, it's so it's so I don't know. This is a tough tight wire to walk tonally.
Hmm.
And I think that's where the excessive runtime starts. That's just like I don't have patience. You no
Yeah,
longer have my buy-in and my goodwill.
yeah, and
Everything
also,
everywhere is similar to me, where it's just like you're saying things that are right, but shut the fuck up. Like just you're annoying me, respectfully. We subscribe to the same newsletters. I get it. Leftists
hmm.
trying to meme type movie.
God, and how to make it
The yeah,
awful.
yeah, awful. Really bad. Again, with the kind of, we're gonna kill the billionaires type of thing. It's just like this
Hmm.
is so sub ready or not. Leave this shit in 2019. I don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't want to see this anymore. Like, actually get a gun and kill somebody before you make this movie again, please.
and
Please.
and and also because this movie wants to be kind hearts and cornets so bad,
And
and part of the fun of that movie is that all the billionaires that he has to kill off, they're all played by Alec Guinness. They're all played by the same guy, and that's where the fun and the comedy comes in. Where's the
this,
comedy in
yeah,
this?
I was just gonna say this is like trying to be satirical and edgy, and it has no jokes. It has no gears. It's just,
No.
but it certainly does not have like the lurid appeal of a talented Mr. Ripley or something
Mm-mm.
like that, where it's like the guy picking off, being kind of vicious and picking people off.
Yeah.
Um, it just no trash. Like, and I've harped on the Glenn Powell thing with Hitman. I know they cast him terribly. He's really only ever been like very, very well cast in like Top Gun Maverick, I think is dead on the money for him, where he's
Hmm.
like sleazy prick who's like handsome and charming, where you're like, you kind of like him because he's hot, but he's like definitely a bad person. Uh, uh, or I like Everybody Wants Some is a movie that I like. He's part of an ensemble
Hmm.
there and just feels very organic to the whole piece. He's not really standing out or anything like that. He's not at that movie star point in his career yet. Otherwise, man, they just don't know. I mean, Twisters, where he's just kind of like white t-shirt hunk.
Yeah,
Sure,
that
okay.
works.
Yeah, he's kind
And
of a
he
wild
was a
child.
little sleazy in that too. Like
It's
he
kind of a
he
boring character though, is my only
yeah.
thing there. It's
He
very
needs
safe and
he
vanilla.
needs to play sleazy but fun. And
Yeah,
I don't know if they figured this out yet.
like this was so Margaret Qualley, right? The Chris
Yeah.
Evans character in Honey Don't.
Yeah.
That kind of guy,
Oh
that's
yeah.
where I want Glenn
That's who
Powell to
he should
be.
be playing.
Like Southern preacher, kind of, yeah, just sleazy person.
Yeah. I
This
I,
is
I did
just
get a good laugh out of Margaret Qualley's entire wardrobe being exclusively Chanel.
I did not get these characters. They didn't make sense to me. It's like kind of the Saltburn thing where it's like
Hmm.
so we're not really talking about like a parasite or a no other choice. It's like these are very not working class people. It's just literally just like rich people killing other rich people. So you're not even really like getting into the spirit of the 2019 thing in the ready or not
Yeah.
sense.
Hmm.
So
Which we'll
like
be able to
really just
experience again in
tractionless.
Ready or Not 2.
Yeah.
What's the subtitle? Here I Come or something like that?
Uh-huh.
There's that, and then we were also just talking about They're Gonna Kill You or whatever,
Yeah.
the Zazie Beetz thing. That's
Hmm.
very like ready or not.
Yeah.
It's 2026. Every movie is now Get Out or Ready or Not or The Witch slash The Babadook.
Without
Those are
any
the
of
those are the
this,
three movies that they can make now.
without any of the sense of fun that any of those movies had.
Yeah.
Including The Babadook. But that's a discussion for another day. That is a fun movie. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Um, I don't have anything. Oh yeah, I guess I do. I have one other new one that I just saw yesterday, which was Epic, Elvis Presley in concert, the latest by Baz Luhrmann. Baz Luhrmann,
Hmm.
Australian filmmaker, lover of excess, lover of pop music, lover of rhinestones and leather. And obviously his first movie, I don't know, I don't want to say it's his first movie because he might have some smaller stuff out there, but this is his first like major theatrical release anyway, since the 2022 Elvis movie starring Austin Butler. The story goes here that this was lost archival footage of
Hmm.
Elvis's residency in Las Vegas, which was basically the final chapter of his career. It's kind of a just a very loaded idea there, both in the sense that it's like an iconic star-making, in a way, I would say it kind of, Las Vegas was already Las Vegas, but like to have Elvis in that capacity, I mean, just completely solidified the culture, the image, the vibe of that whole place in a way that
Yeah.
to this day, it's just like you see the Elvis impersonators and stuff like that. It's just so
Hmm.
embedded in the culture. So this was lost archival footage from that residency of the concerts, just tons of footage that was lost and then rediscovered during the production of Elvis or the editing of Elvis, I think it actually was.
Yes.
And then Boz cuts it together into a concert film. And I have to say, I went a little lower on the rating than I guess maybe I could have because it is such a fucking good idea to let this maniac do his maniac shit with archival footage like this. It's
Hmm.
not, like this is the first Boz that I would recommend to anybody, Morgan. I'm not recommending it to you specifically, but to anybody like you who is super skeptical of Boz Luhrmann. The two movies are now strictly Ballroom and then this. Because it's like yes, it's still all of his impulses, but it's not like his sense of imagery and all this stuff. It's using the archival footage, which has its own innate power because it's all Elvis
Hmm.
doing live performances. It's like it's also a movie that I would recommend anybody like me who's not like a huge Elvis fan. Like watch this, you'll get it. You will
I,
understand like, oh shit, I see.
Speaking of revelations, I just figured out that it's called Epic because Elvis Presley in
Same
concert.
concert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will I
Okay.
refuse to I refuse to do the big letter little I thing with it, but awesome acronym. Good job. That was you did it. Kudos to the title people.
Yeah, this movie fucking rules. I had a
It's really
blast.
fun, man. It's Moonage Daydream if it were not like excessively long. It's like an hour shorter. Actually, no, I don't think Moonage is quite that long, but it's like
Oh, it's
over
not.
two it's over 2 hours though.
I
And
mean, sure.
this is just a
Like
little clip
100.
over 90. Yeah, like 100, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this really nails the fact that, it's easy to forget because it was so long ago and, it's like just archival stuff or, it's like, oh, your grandparents loved him, XYZ, your great
Right.
grandparents, or
So you have this
you only know him
impression.
because of Lilo and Stitch or whatnot.
Right, right.
But
You
when
or
that,
listening to some fucking song like You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog,
mm-hmm,
which,
but
certain recordings of that song, you'll get it why that's such a cool song, but
mm-hmm,
mostly it sounds a little silly.
yeah, but
My blue
like
suede shoes,
when that motherfucker is swinging his hips like there's no
Uh-huh.
tomorrow, and you see women flinging themselves at him
Well,
from
the
all
sexual
directions.
something you pointed out, I think in your letterbox write up, like I think that he would still have this power now. If
Yeah,
he were
he
live
would.
performing
Honest to
today
God.
as like a 35-year-old or whatever age, 27, whatever the age we're picking is, like at his prime, he would be
Mm-hmm.
a Prince-like figure.
Yeah.
It's like there have been very few. This was Elvis, Prince, Madonna, Michael Jackson, yeah, probably a gap after these people. Maybe there's somebody that you want to toss up in that tier, but where it's just like, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
he would have been a megastar in any area you put him in. And I think
And
this
and then
movie
you think
really
about
serves as proof of that.
the fact that that would still be like if he was doing the Super Bowl halftime show today, it would have an insane
Mm,
amount of sex appeal in 2026. And then
yeah.
you backdate that to the middle of the 1950s and
Hmm.
just drop that like a fucking atom bomb
Or
on
even if you go
suburban
back to
America.
like 1968 when he did the NBC special and you see him in the all black
These
sweater get up, I'm like,
these women were
whew,
thirsting over the Beatles.
Yeah.
goofy looking asses. Okay. That was as sexy as you could be. And then there was
Yeah.
this fucking guy. There's just a shot. I mean, we could go through the movie a bit, but like there's just a shot in the trailer where he sees the camera and kind of like throws it like a little like I don't know if he winks, but he kind of like does like an eyebrow and a smile, and
Like
you literally it's like what? Ah!
there were definitely a couple of moments in this movie where I was like, "Ooh, give me a fan, quick."
It's weird. It's weird because like I truly am pretty immune to the music. I remember after the movie getting like listening to Suspicious Minds. This is like great set piece from the movie.
Hmm.
Great song in general. And then like none of the other Heartbreak Hotel or something, cool. But like none of those other songs would stick with me. Just I couldn't put them on a playlist. I couldn't really whatever. It's seeing him. That's
Hmm.
what it is. It's the movement, it's the
Yeah.
dance, it's how it all comes together.
Yeah. And I like his some of his music. There's like maybe a dozen or songs of or
For
so
sure.
of his that I really love. But it really is you have to see what he was like in person.
So this
That's
this was
how
kind of
he
a
became a
magical
star.
this is kind of like a magical little portal. Plus, I don't know, there's just some part of me that's always like, ooh, they found a thing. The idea that there's like movies to be discovered.
Shut up,
They
Pete Jackson.
fucking talk about finding the
Oh, that was also like really kind of illuminating about this. Is like when he's singing like Yesterday or Bridge Over Troubled Water, you're like, oh yeah, he was a contemporary to those guys during that time.
yep.
Which is like crazy to think about, but you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, my opinion, well, it's also on the other side, the Beatles were only together for like 7 years, 8 years, something like that,
Hmm.
which is a long time. I mean, like it's not like it's not no time at all. But for as productive as they were and as for as meteoric as they were, it's like they really didn't. They weren't even around for a full decade.
Yeah.
That's pretty like there and gone for such a major act like that
Hmm.
compared to
Yeah.
Elvis. Obviously, as a solo artist, it's not the same, but having that
And it
relevance
helps
over the
it
course of
helps that they
decades,
all had very extensive solo careers unto themselves.
for
That
sure,
is true.
for sure. So that each
Which I'm
one
sure we will all explore in Sam Mendes's
Only if you
four-part
fucking make me.
feature
Do you
film.
really think I'm gonna watch four fucking Beatles
We
movies?
are doing a Beatles episode. Come on.
Can we decide now which one of the four it's gonna be? Because
You
how the
gotta
fuck are
see
you gonna
if you
see
don't see oh
four?
04, yeah. I mean,
Ugh,
we all have well, I
ugh,
don't know. Morgan doesn't have a list, but we got a list. We got four slots.
ugh. There's this album
We
by
gotta
a
That's like
band
decide
that I
the oh,
love.
we gotta
The
that's
decide
band
the
like
is the
order
eight
we're seeing
Flaming
them in though.
Lips, and
that's
the
like
album
eight
is called
hours of movie.
Zyrika.
Okay, and 8 hours. That's nothing. That's Sing and Tango. Let's go.
And this album Zyrika, it's 4 CDs and it's meant to be played like in layers over itself, like so
Uh-huh.
combination of disc two and disc four,
Hmm.
of one and three, of one, three and two, of all four of them at the same time. And there's this incredible Pitchfork review of it where the guy bitches about the concept of having to buy four fucking CD players instead of eating dinner that week or some shit. And that is what this movie reminds me of. It's like I cannot fucking believe that you expect me to watch four movies. Four? Are you
Four.
fucking Kevin Costner? What are we talking about? At least these
That's
will all
right.
come
It's playing
out.
Yoko Ono.
At least these will all come out, unlike Horizon and American Saga.
That's never getting finished.
Will we ever see part two, which was
No.
filmed and edited?
And shown at Santa Barbara Film Festival, but that's never
Yeah.
coming out.
Rest in peace, Sam
It
Worthington.
it it, it was never coming out pre Warner Brothers fuckery.
It
And
was
now
like
and now it is definitely not coming out ever.
when Horizon came out, like when that movie came out, it was advertised obviously as like a part one of four in the trailer,
Hmm.
but there were dates attached to
Yeah,
part
I
two.
recall.
It was like this is
Yeah,
coming
it was
this
like
week,
8 weeks later.
next month. Yeah, right. 6 weeks later, here you go. This is date two. Nothing. Yanked.
Uh, don't you love Hollywood?
I would have seen it. I was, whatever. I was already in there. I would rather watch four Kevin Costner cowboy movies than four Sam Mendes Beatles movies, in case anybody's curious.
Yeah,
If I have to do it, I'm gonna be sat in a room like the architect from The Matrix with all the screens just playing them. I'll catch what I can from each
Like,
individual one.
Imagine like one of the four is like a real banger, and then whatever for the other three. Just like for one out of the four, he just goes out of his mind
Yeah.
on like the George Harrison movie or something.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Imagine.
say, yeah, watch it be the George Harrison because like Paul and children
Imagine.
have to be safe.
Imagine.
There's no limit to what we can imagine.
I the yeah, that's so much like the thank you James Mangold one Bob Dylan movie, the lone one. I think that this movie's already been torpedoed by Dewey Cox.
Yeah.
Like it's that one scene of that movie.
I
Once
mean,
again, going back to I don't remember if that's oh
we
07 or oh 08,
constantly
but
bring up
whatever.
Dewey Cox and like, yeah, great time. Michael's about to make $1 billion.
That's true. It is, yeah. And so did Bohemian Rhapsody. Like, they can still have some success, but just from a creative standpoint, it's impossible to watch a
Hmm.
complete unknown and not think about the
Yeah.
Dewey Cox scene where he's talking, where
From the
he's
twisted birth canal of the Coliseum.
it's fucking
Oh, can't you
hilarious. I
see?
don't even,
Oh.
I don't even particularly love Dewey Cox, but it
Yeah.
like it just lives in my head. It's just like Spinal Tap. It's just like, yeah, it's you
Hmm.
guys have been fucked since 1989. It's good luck. Good luck.
I just
That
maybe maybe with those Beatles movies if the cast was all right. Like Paul Mescal's fine. I don't like Harris Dickinson because he doesn't open his mouth when he talks, but uh Kyo and Ringo is an extraordinary misfire.
he has
Uh
the right look, but it's going to be terrible. But then the worst of the four is
oh
fucking
fucking Nothing Burger the person,
yeah,
Joseph Quinn,
just
as
The
literally no
person.
sauce.
maybe the best Beatle.
That's
Get
tough,
out of
dude.
town.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just trying to
tough.
get some more songs on the album.
We'll all
Terrible.
find out in April 2028.
I I really think that you're expecting a lot out of me to watch four Beatles movies. I
I don't even know if I plan to be alive in April
yeah,
2028.
right. I haven't seen like Hard Day's Night before,
Yeah.
like and that's just one Beatles movie.
Well, you got plenty of time.
I'm not anti-Beatles, but I am at the same time.
If they made like four movies about the members of Converge, I would still be like, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I
Like,
made this joke in group chat. Like, I didn't even see the Pavement movie. They made a
yeah.
Pavement movie. I didn't see that shit. And that had a Stranger Things guy in it. One of the ones that I like.
That movie was so confusing.
I'm sure that it was. It's just it's kind of circling back to the moment again. It's like, would I rather watch a Pavement movie or listen to Crooked Rain, Crooked Rain? And the answer is I'm gonna listen to the music. It's like I don't, I get it.
Yeah,
I understand that like sometimes they're David Byrne makes a movie and you want to watch the David Byrne movie. Great.
right.
Most of these yokels are not David Byrne.
A complete unknown should have been just like jettison all the story, have a bunch of set pieces where Timmy plays Bob Dylan songs. Just do SNL performances.
Mm,
And I still wouldn't care, but that's what people are going to the movie to see.
right.
They don't care like, oh, what was Bob Dylan's feelings on the Cuban Missile Crisis? Nobody cares.
Right.
God, I forgot that's a plot point in
Playing the
it.
Going Electric stuff like it was this, insane revelation to this day. It's like, yeah, okay. I'm sure that was very groundbreaking and now fucking you ever listen to Bjork? Who cares? Who cares about this? She will just completely go 180 degrees in the other direction from one song to the next. So, the scale is anyway boring. I also that's yeah,
I would
there's a
I
few
would
artists
be
like
I
that.
would be in for the Bjork biopic.
The Bajopic.
If it was directed by
It's
Robert
actually-
Eggers.
I just made myself laugh so much with that's so stupid.
She kills Lars von Trier with the hammer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I would be way on the Bjork biopic. I slept so poorly last night. Uh, I would
Uh,
be in on the hypothetical Bjork biopic. It's actually really hard for me to say it normally. Um, if it was just about the making of Dancer in the Dark. is where I was going with that.
Catherine Deneuve. I think that's all of my new releases. The only other thing that I would mention is that I did go see If Beale Street Could Talk in theaters after reading
Oof,
the book, and
fucking
yeah,
banger city, score of the
yeah.
millennium.
Mhm.
It's one of those, like I could pick on it. I'm not going to pick on it. I'm saying like in theory, this score is like overbearing as fuck. It's overused. Like if you're a student, I don't recommend trying to copy this flow at all. You are gonna fuck this up. But
Mm.
you know who doesn't fuck it up is Nicholas Britell and Barry Jenkins. It's incredible. It's like way too much. It's like perfume ad levels of just like imagery and music. And who gives a shit? It's all awesome. It's all
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Wong Kar-wai porn in the extreme, but amazing. Like
Mhm.
at that level of like, damn.
Yeah, I mean,
Beautiful
you also
movie.
because you also got to get James Laxton, and you also have to get those
Yeah.
editors if
Hmm.
you're
And every performance in this movie too,
yeah,
from the very verbal performances, which some right, Coleman Domingo, Regina King, Tiana Paris, very talky centerpiece in this movie, and then you've got like the main two actors who really are there more for like presence than anything, just to be on camera,
Hmm.
emoting, thinking through things, working things over, and then Brian Tyree Henry's in this motherfucker like winning 10 Oscars worth of awards in my mind for like 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah.
Just completely tearing the house down. And then there's also like Pedro Pascal and Diego Luna and Dave Franco randomly. This movie has like a very like fun cast. It's just, especially to think about it in 2018. Like I wasn't plugged in on Coleman Domingo in 2018 like this. And he's incredible. Like just like his
yeah,
embodiment of like the father
Hmm.
figure in this is just completely spot on. Regina King, Regina King's like my eighth favorite person in this ensemble, and she's winning an
yeah.
Oscar. I'm like, yeah, great, good for you. Go off. This is also like far from my favorite Regina King work because she's like next level incredible in two television shows that I actually love. So figure that out. But
Mm.
anyway,
It's Damon Lindelof is how you figure that out.
yeah, her in The Leftovers is like, I mean, everyone in The Leftovers is like, damn.
It's just they
Mhm.
blacked out there. Not a bum note.
No, it's like a scene where her and Carrie Coogan are jumping on a trampoline, and I'm pretty sure that was like the last time that things were okay.
Yeah,
If Beale Street Could Talk, not a movie that makes you think things are going to be okay.
no,
Very optimistic and
Definitely not.
sweet movie in some ways. Um, you could definitely see the influence on something like Nickel Boys, like the very first person
Oh
gaze
yeah,
type of perspective.
absolutely.
If you're assuming that a lot of these head-on close-up shots are one character looking at another character, particularly, you can see a lot of that.
I saw
Ramel Ross.
Silence of the
For
Lambs, and I was like, what
sure.
if I made this so romantic and
Yeah.
moving?
Yeah, Philadelphia as well for like
Mm,
Jonathan Demme, like just the
Yeah, for
Hanks
sure.
and Denzel faces, faces, faces. Laxton, obviously, just like the cinematography and like how much of it just has to be like this like glowing light radiating off of somebody's skin, like melting into a city street. It's insane. The movie's incredible. I still think Moonlight's the one, but this is like the best follow-up you could ever have to a movie like that, basically.
Yeah.
I haven't seen either of those movies since theaters, and I don't I don't have a good reason for that. It's just like they bowl me over with such not even like sadness, but like with such emotion in
Mhm.
general that it's like it's almost hard to be like I'm gonna sit down and do this tonight.
I will warn you in case you ever get the itch to watch the Underground Railroad. It's exactly like that if the subject matter was 12 Years a Slave. It's like, this
Yeah,
is amazing and really difficult to watch. Thanks, Colson Whitehead.
yeah, I don't know about all that.
Yeah. He's apparently he has another Whitehead in the barrel. Whitehead being the author of Nickel Boys and The
Hmm.
Underground Railroad. Um, which one is it? It's not Harlem. It's not that one. It's the other one.
I know he's got
He
something with fucking Glenn Powell in the
So the Glenn Powell's like an original sci-fi thing. He's also
Mm,
circling a Ronnie Spector biopic with Zendaya. There's a couple of
Okay.
plates in the air right now as the Mufasa follow-up.
yeah.
It looks like the natural order is the Glenn Powell thing, and that's an active
Hmm.
pre-production.
Okay. So probably that and then the Ronnie Spector thing.
That guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
Why was Mufasa?
um,
Dead industry theory.
I think if I was him, I would rather go work
he
at like a law
tried.
firm than have to make Mufasa to feed my children.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I see another Q&A, he's right about Mufasa, so
And then Lulu Wang hasn't made a movie since The Farewell, so there's
she
that.
did that TV show on Amazon with Nicole
That's not a
Kidman.
movie. I mean, her husband made an Amazon thing. Congrats on your Amazon paychecks. I'm sure they're nice. I hope that they got paid for it. I mean, he definitely did good work for them. So,
Sure, they both got paid very well.
yeah. I do
Uh,
recommend watching the Underground Railroad and like finding a way to pay for it so that we could maybe avoid this situation going forward.
Hey,
But
I
yeah,
mean,
great to catch up.
physical disc released
I
of
had
the
not
Underground Railroad.
seen
Isn't
Beale
that on
Street.
Criterion?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's how I saw it. I bought the Criterion edition of it. And it looks really good. This is the first time I had seen Beale Street since theaters 2018. So it was a
Mhm.
nice revisit.
Yeah.
in theaters again, right?
Yeah, both times, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's also part of it. It's just like I don't want to watch this on my
When you
television.
see Moonlight in theaters, man, like that
Yeah,
movie's like
Yeah.
it's hitting, and then in the theater it's like, whoa, whoa, damn, whoa, whoa.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
let that emotion roll over.
Mhm.
Mm.
I wish I had seen that movie like three times when it had its original run.
Yeah.
Yeah. For rewatches on my end, I did on Valentine's Day go to a 35 millimeter screening of
Ah,
Douglas Sirk's All That Heaven Allows.
yeah.
Um, what a great movie.
It's funny, you've got two here, and I've seen both of them on dates. Like I have shown somebody both
Hmm.
of these two movies, this one and the next one you're gonna say. Maybe not the
Hmm.
next one, but one
Well,
that you're surely talk about.
yeah,
I like this one more.
I'm gonna slap you through this couch, I swear to
For
God.
liking the Douglas Sirk movie more, or for liking the David Lean movie less?
I don't know. I'm gonna
Yeah,
make up my mind about that later.
Rock
it,
Hudson.
two things can be true at the
Yeah,
same
I'd like to
time.
see his silver tip spruce any day of the week, honey.
Oh my, he's like hilariously studly in this movie. I mean, always, right?
Yeah.
Just good looking guy. But you see like Giant or Written on the Wind
Hmm.
or Seconds. Like in these other movies, he's not always like so over the top robust. This is like, okay, calm down.
This is him as like, the guy on the paper towels. Like
The
it's
brawny guy, yeah.
yeah.
100%. Literally in the red and black flannel.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah, and then you have Agnes Moorehead just glaring everywhere. I love her so much. She's great
this
in this
movie is
movie.
great.
Lyman's
I
great.
feel like this is the best of so there's probably more than three, but Ali Fear Eats the Soul by Rainer
Hmm.
Werner Fassbinder, and then Far From
Far from
Heaven, Todd
heaven.
Haynes. Both great. I think this just is just such a source text and
Hmm.
so innately good. I will say one thing that those movies do that I just can't quite wrap my head around. There's like the social pressure in this movie, which feels very vague because it's like she's a widow, we don't want you to get remarried, the
Well,
kids are
it's
putting the pressure on
Connecticut.
you.
It's a bunch of rich
Yeah,
assholes.
yeah, yeah. But like compared to Ollie, compared to Far From Heaven, because in Ali, it's Germany, it's later,
Mm,
it's an interracial relationship, and she's like 30 years older than the guy. There's
yeah.
all sorts of like, oh, I see where the social pressure would get really intense. And then Far
Hmm.
From Heaven, Dennis Quaid is a closeted homosexual, and then Dennis Haysbert, there he is again, is the love interest. So it's interracial and homosexual. So like you've got these different like things happening in the later movies, whereas this is like they're telling you you cannot be with the most handsome man ever, Carrie. Don't listen to them.
'Cause he's a gardener. How dare he be poor in front of us?
Right.
But yeah,
He's a gardener and younger, and you need to like rot and watch your television and die. Which I love this kind of love story. So to me, like
mhm,
I don't know. It's images, man. Images,
yeah,
images, 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 images.
yeah.
Do you guys think
Everyone
that
in the
Dennis Quaid would
audience was
play?
ready to.
Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
oh no. Everyone in the audience was ready to kill the children.
Yeah, fuck him.
Little
Vita.
assholes.
No, Vita's from the other
Vita's
one.
Mildred Pierce, but
That's
she's
right.
also a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
child that you should
Yeah,
abort.
yeah. I just first I heard her name going Vita in my head. This like canonical shitty kids in movies. Not like the Babadook kid where he's just, generally irritating. Like
Mhm.
Demon Spawn, I will send you to hell myself, children.
It's these kids, it's Vita, and then it's Kevin from We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Like Saoirse Ronan in
Oh God,
Atonement.
yeah.
What
Do
were
you
you
guys
gonna
think
say,
that?
Morgan?
Do you guys think Dennis Quaid would play a gay man today?
No.
No.
I'm
No.
shocked that he did it then.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that he did it well. I
I'm
don't
shocked that
like,
he was in the substance. Like
yeah, right, right.
Do you
He
think
thought
he
that he
like
was the
had
good
any
guy in that
clue?
movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he seems to be fond of being in the substance, so
What
Good
a
for him.
This is
God
an
bless.
unbelievably funny movie. Uh, the only rewatch that presuming, are you done?
Oh yeah.
There's one
So the
more.
Okay.
other
Yeah. Go ahead.
rewatch I did was a 35 millimeter screening of David Lean's Brief Encounter, aka one of the best movies ever made, and that's all I
I
have to say about that.
I also saw this in theaters.
Yeah, isn't it so great?
It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds great. It has
Uh-huh.
great things to it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
This is the second time I've watched the movie, and I really was like cruising into it, not like thinking I was gonna raise the score per se, but just
Mm-hmm.
thinking like, you know what? I watched that shit on the Criterion channel one night. It was probably 11 o'clock at night, and I was like, why the fuck is this narration happening? Right? And instead of giving it a chance, I got irritated with it, and I
Uh-huh.
was I was too hard on it. That's true. That's all true. All of that is accurate. And then I watched it a second time and I was like, no, that narration really fucking sucks. It really sucks. Which is funny because it happens all over Beale Street too. It's actually like I watched Beale Street in theaters shortly after seeing this in theaters, and there's Tish narrating away all the time, and I was like, okay, I don't know why it works in one and doesn't in the other. I
It
don't believe in
works. It's
consistency, I
her
guess.
trying to justify what she's
It's
done.
and it's all presented in the second person to her husband. It
Yeah.
is her unspoken confession in a movie where the greatest conflict is not I want to date one man or be with one man over another man. It's about not being able to be honest. I cannot be honest with my husband who I love because it would kill him. I cannot be honest with myself because I'm duty bound to somebody that I don't have passion for. I cannot be honest with the people in
Hmm.
my life because this is scandalous.
Yeah. And
And
like
so the narration represents a confession.
yeah. Like the fact that her husband is actually a somewhat decent guy who, just
Great
likes the
choice.
crossword puzzle, that makes it all the more devastating.
Well, because you also are like, oh, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up about your fucking crossword. Like you are tired of him. The best like the example, right, is the opening scene and if you've seen it, you understand how the timeline of the movie works. So
Hmm.
even the first time I saw it before I mean I understand from the title Brief Encounter, it's a brief encounter. The first time you see it, they are being directed so well that you can tell where they are in their relationship, the decision that they've made, everything that's going on, and then here comes this
Hmm.
old lady, da 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 da, and you know that that's not just funny, that's a fucking dagger. Like that is
Yeah.
that is a dagger inside your heart. And this is all communicated to you with not just no like narration or anything like that. It's not even verbal. Like these two are not talking to each other. The only person that speaks is this lady talking about buying chocolate or whatever. It is immaculately directed. And then here comes this character and she narrates everything that you just saw. Like she explains it to you. And it's like, oh, oh, that's terrible. I hope that doesn't keep happening
It
for the next 80
works.
minutes. And
It
it keeps
works.
happening for the next 80
It
minutes.
works. It works.
It works. I get framing it that way. It's just if it weren't in every scene, but it is, it's in every scene. And like the Beale Street thing, she doesn't come in and narrate about the family arguing. She only narrates during those sequences where that film is shot so uniquely in that like close-up space, very psychological looking. Like there's not even a scene happening. So it's all like this wash of emotion and poetry and music and stuff. This this brief encounter, way more eventful, way more plot driven, and just it almost annoys me how perfectly directed it is. Because it's like I knew all of this from the way you filmed it. It's right there.
When it's that well made, I'm like, okay, I'm fine with the narration. I get where it's coming from. I get why she's delivering it because she's trying to
There's like
justify
a
everything to
scene
herself.
where she's leaving that apartment and it's raining and she's like, and then the rain kicked up and there was a cop and I'd never felt so guilty. It's like, let the fucking images speak, please. They're quite good.
Her face is so perfect in
That
this.
scene where she's the Dutch angle
Uh-huh.
and she steps out is like
Mm-hmm.
I do really like the old tea house tea shop
Oh yeah,
owner,
they're
the
great.
matron and the security guy, and they're like
Yeah.
flirtatious because she represents like this life without boundaries, like an
Mm-hmm.
unshackled freedom. Because the whole thing is she left her husband. That character like explains this to you, and she's like an old spinster, but in her spinsterdom is so much more liberated and loving and on
Yeah,
fire.
she gets to flirt and have fun with the security guard and like he's into it. So
Right.
man, no, I love this movie. I think it's one of the best ever made. It's the essential weepy.
Yeah, I love this kind of story.
This and City Lights were like your two reactions where I just like what?
City Lights, I feel like I can just kind of chalk up a little bit more to pratfalls, general comedy, the tone. Like I
Hmm.
Buster Keaton works for me a little bit more. It's more like sardonic. I really love Safety Last. Just like
Hmm.
really, really, really stunt oriented old
Yeah.
silent comedies. I love The Kid as a Charlie Chaplin movie. That's probably
Hmm.
my favorite Chaplin because it leans into the sweetness of the character.
Hmm. But yeah,
Yeah, I would give City Lights another chance. But I've never seen Great Dictator. I've never seen Modern Times, so there's some of his
Modern
that I'm
Times is
missing.
great. Great Dictator's great, even if it feels a little odd now. What's the other one? It's the one where he keeps marrying the widows and bumps them off for money. You would really like that one, I think.
Mm,
Monsieur Verdoux.
that's what I was thinking. I was like the Wells one, right? The
Yeah.
one where, yeah, I think that's like a longer, and it's a talkie, isn't it?
Yeah, because it was made in 47. It was one of his
Yeah, I was gonna say
last.
it's like a later in color talkie.
Not in
Yeah,
color.
not in color, just a talkie.
Yeah.
That was like the source of the Wells Chaplin beef, I think, is that Wells was originally gonna make that movie and didn't, blah blah blah. I was trying to think of the other big one was Sancho the Bailiff, but I have since rectified that situation. Something came
Mhm.
down and spoke to my heart and was like, "You're fucking stupid. Watch that again." And it was like, "Oh,
God.
yeah, that
On the
that.
note of one of the greatest movies of all
Oh
time,
yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah. Gotta
rewatched
do.
Back to the Future uh as a sort of celebration of the successes of Nirvana, the band, the show.
Uh-huh.
That's it's one of the great American movies. I will be fielding no further questions at this time. Anyway, Wuthering Heights.
I also jumped on this. I think I might have jumped on the bandwagon a little earlier because I don't own these for whatever reason. I just never have. But I
Because you don't like
sourced.
them.
Well, yeah, that's probably. I don't dislike. I don't dislike one or two, but yeah, it's. I probably had them on DVD at one point, I guess is what I'm saying. I think I had them, and then when I got rid of all my DVDs, I got rid of them and never replenished, never like came back around like I did with some others. I like these. I like the first two, um, but have never been. I've been around people all my life that are like these are all-timer movies, right? And it's part of like somebody was I guess it was Adam was hollering at me about it. I was like, "Yeah, but like you know that I'm the same way about Predator." Like and I think Predator's probably I'm the same way about fucking Die Hard. Like I just there's a lot of that like 80s
Two movies
canon
that are not
stuff.
nearly as good as Back to the Future, for the record.
Fair enough. I don't even know how
Oh,
I would
Die
rank the
Hard
three of them.
clears Back to the Future. Come on now.
You're a fucking moron.
I can't. I think Die Hard probably is the one that I like the most of those. I guess. I guess. I don't know. I like Back to
I
the Future
can't
Part 2 more than
I
Part
can't
1.
do this show anymore.
Part 2 has like the more like wild and crazy time travel shit where it's like we went to the future and then back to the past, we altered the present, and then we had to go back to the plot of the original movie thing. Like time traveling to the plot of the original movie is fucking berserk and something that only like a guy like that's the whole Nirvana the band like does the it's when they go and they see their older selves and like all that trickeration stuff. That is like mind-bending to me in part two. I didn't rewatch part two. I only rewatched part one. I will rewatch part two though. And then hopefully have more things to say about it. I don't think it's like a perfect movie. I don't even know if it's a great movie, but I've always liked the intricacy of it a little bit more. The intricacy and the inventiveness. The first one, like, I just never really find the story to have much of a hook. I like Christopher Lloyd's performance. I like Leah Thompson's performance. I think, yeah, I don't know. I like it though. I like the movie. I've probably seen it 100 times. Mayor.
Mayor Goldie Wilson. Yeah, that's right. I almost said Goldie Hawn. That's different.
Different 80s sensation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rick and Mortyification of culture has not, it's not, I am not of the type to backwash these things. Like, even if I thought that Rick and Morty was like a cultural cavity and like fucking evil or something, and I don't think that, but even if I did, I wouldn't blame Back to the Future for it. But it definitely all feels like it's part of that, like, very like Reddit-y, cultural, John Hughes. This is like the greatest movie ever made kind of thing.
Goonies,
Goonies,
et
yeah,
cetera,
is
et
another,
cetera.
yeah. Like the Spielberg adjacent guys, Poltergeist. I don't feel like people got as amped about Poltergeist, but Roger Rabbit, baby. That's the one.
So anyway, Emerald Fennell.
We did catch up with some other Wuthering. I watched 5 Wuthering Heights movies, including the Emerald Fennell one, in the last month or so, which sounds crazy. Rewatched the Wyler one from the 30s
Hmm.
with Laurence Olivier. Kind of
Yeah.
like Standard Bearer. If you watch that one, you'll understand how all of the others are adapted, which is to say they take like a very specific chunk of the novel
Hmm.
from maybe starting as early as childhood when they take Heathcliff in, and then they're older and they have like a little torrid, will they, won't they? They won't. He leaves, he comes back, he's an asshole. She dies, he cries. They're together in eternity as like ghosts on the moor or whatever the fuck. That's like the same way as the James Whale Frankenstein just like takes a fucking beeline and says like, I don't care about anything but this in this novel. Same exact thing, and every Wuthering Heights movie has done it since then, more or less. So we also
Yeah.
Cole and I watched together the Louis Buñuel adaptation of this, which is a Mexican adaptation from the 50s.
Hmm.
There's I'm trying to just make sure that I don't forget any. The other one that we watched together was Yoshishige Yoshida's 80s adaptation. That is a Japanese movie. There's a 90s one that has Ralph Fiennes and
Juliette
Juliette
Binoche.
Binoche, which sucks. It's not good. I did not bother to rewatch that one. And then the
I might
2010s.
go back and watch that one.
Great actors. I'm sure that some of it might hold up, but I remember being bored stiff by that movie, seeing it years and years ago. Um, And then the 2010s, Andrea Arnold. Andrea Arnold being a UK filmmaker, very like post Dardenne social realism.
Shake the camera. Shake the camera.
It seriously is like the most obnoxious handheld cinematography since like the Blair Witch Project. It's just like, blah. Okay, why is it moving like this? What's happening
When I
here?
when I think of Wuthering Heights, I think of Dogma 95-esque camera techniques. That's what my mind goes to.
You know, there's a certain level of like, yeah, I would like this to be psychological. And, Arnold definitely brings a severity and a coldness to the material that is
Hmm.
missing in most of these other movies because the Hollywood, we can talk more about the Buñuel, but the Hollywood take on this is that it's like a love story and it's like all this romance. So at least with Arnold, there's like a hostility that is a lot more honest to what the book is like.
Hmm.
But long before the Mumford and Sons kicks in, it's like,
The what?
The movie ends on a Mumford and
That's
Sons needle drop.
that is awesome.
It was a goddamn jump scare.
Catherine Earnshaw is also played by Effie
From
Stoneham from
Skins,
Skins.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a choice. It's the only one that I've seen that has had an ethnically correct Heathcliff, however, at least of the ones made by European and American like white people in the cast productions. I won't necessarily rag on the Japanese version because I think that they kind of did their own thing with it, you know. But in the American and English and et cetera versions, we're always making Heathcliff a white boy, which is kind of weird. It's kind of a weird way to do it. But we're also making Heathcliff not Heathcliff, which, you know, eventually cycles us in. The only thing I really want to say to anybody about this is if you can get your hands on the Yoshishige Yoshida version,
It's awesome.
that shit rocks. It's a Japanese, you know, think Throne of Blood, right? Where we're taking the text and we're moving it into this, you know, period of Japan. Super brutal, super feudalistic. It really is like the best of the Heathcliff representations in any of these movies. Like this dude is an animal. And then it's also the only one that bothers to do anything with the second generation characters in the story.
Yeah.
Where like after things happen, then there's like this fallout and the next generation and the kids and the kind of just like overall bad history of a place that actually makes a gothic what it is. That is just basically missing in any of the other ones. So it's kind of atmospheric and ghostly and violent and cold and again the things that a movie adaptation of this should be. That's like the only one that I recommend though. I mean, watch the other ones if you feel like being a completionist and seeing what they
Yeah,
have to
I would
offer,
say
but
watch the Buñuel version, watch the William Wyler version.
the Buñuel one, you know, I give you credit for being bold, but it just jumps. I mean, not only does it tell the same segment of story as all the others, it opens with Heathcliff returning as an adult,
Hmm.
having skipped everything before that and then ending right after she dies, like all the other ones do. So
Yeah.
it's like, wow, if I did not know Wuthering Heights, I think I would have struggled to follow what the hell was happening in that movie. Like, what is this dynamic? And I think Buñuel by not rooting it in childhood romance does a good job of subverting the idea of it being a particularly romantic romance.
Hmm.
Like by giving you so little context, you just see this bizarre dance that the two of them are having with each other. Also, every time that she goes, Alejandro, I can't help but do the Lady Gaga song in my head. Because she does. She says it like 50 times.
Boonwell should have made that movie in like 1971 instead of
And like, it's
1950,
just
whatever.
fully off the rails the entire time.
Yeah.
Mm.
Where's the dark comedy Wuthering Heights? Where's that at? I'd see that.
I wouldn't say that the Yoshida one is particularly comedic, but that's probably getting the closest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess Fennel now,
Yeah.
but she's not
I
like
laughed.
I was gonna say.
I had some good laughs with this. I'll say that.
So I don't want to jump right down this movie's throat. I do, but I don't want to structure it that way. But I feel like this new version has a severe identity crisis. There are, you know, little log lines that you could write. It's like a bodice ripper version of Wuthering Heights, but no bodices get ripped. You know, it's not actually all that terrifically erotic. It could be, you know, to Morgan's kind of prompt there, it's like a darkly comedic version of Wuthering Heights. But while you could argue that it's really outlandish and even satirical, darkness has really been scrubbed out of it quite clinically.
Yeah.
So what is the identity? Like, what is this subversive, flashy, interesting direction you want to take me in Emerald Fennell? Because what I see is the same storyline that every other movie adaptation of this has ever had, again, and you kind of shot it like Gone with the Wind.
And added some of that stuff that's like the guy without a shirt makes the food and he does it sexy.
And then
Pound
there's
on
like
that
a
dough, honey.
and then there's like a Charlie XCX CD that I don't even find to be particularly well suited to the movie. Like regardless of the anachronistic thing, like, I like Baz Luhrmann. I'm not, you know, I get down with putting Britney Spears in your Elvis movie. That's fine.
No, it
I thought
doesn't
the
work.
music felt super out of place here. The Britney Elvis
Yeah.
thing is actually kind of fucking galaxy brain. That's the thing about Baz Luhrmann is he's tasteless, maybe, over, or like super indulgent, definitely, but he's smart. He thinks
Yeah.
about how the pieces fit together. He
Hmm.
understands the texts that he's working with on a fundamental level. That I do not think is true of Emerald Fennell
I
at all,
think
especially these last two.
If you were doing something with like the music and Charlie being half white, half Indian, and you were exploring that, maybe if you cast Heathcliff as an Indian actor or as half Indian, that would make sense.
are we sure that Emerald Fennell knows that Charlie XCX is half Indian?
She might
No,
not know,
I
honestly.
don't. I don't. The thing is, like, seriously, so Promising Young Woman is like the most original of her movies, but it's truly like somebody didn't understand Abel Ferrara's Miss 45. I think that's
Yeah.
a little bit of a dumbass way to tackle that movie, but follow me, because then her second movie is like a dumbass take on the talented Mr. Ripley. Like
Mm.
just or Parasite a little bit too, or the other one that really popped in my mind for Saltburn is Teorema, the Pasolini movie where
Yeah.
good old Terrence Stamp shows up and like turns this entire like family of nobles on their heads, and it's like super sexual and super abstract and super blah 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 blah. Saltburn was like Parasite, Teorema, and Talented Mr. Ripley by somebody who just did not understand those three movies, which is like it's not understanding Parasite's crazy. Like that's nuts. And then this one, obviously being based on a source material, it's like somebody that never read Wuthering Heights. We are 0 for 3 in terms of her, like you're subverting things that in the Paul Schrader review of Saltburn will like be on this woman's headstone. It's like it's a dynamic reversal that shouldn't work, and it doesn't.
I would not expect a woman who was born to the king of bling, was named Fennel, not was named Emerald, and whose sister is a fashion designer who's named after Coco Chanel, to have a really good sense of class.
Yeah.
I know she does not. She
No.
don't
But she
No.
just keeps
do
harping
it.
on it.
It's a weird thing to do. Yeah,
But
Lucino
let's
Visconti, she is not.
God, Gina
I'd like to start
Visconti's
with
Wuthering
the
Heights would fucking rocks.
Yeah.
well, that's probably an evil movie. Pause.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe be awesome though.
Because fucking, why am I not? Helmet Burger would be
Oh God.
fucking Cliff, 100%.
Oh God, absolutely.
Just,
German Wuthering Heights is OP. That's too
Do
much.
that as the following up to The Damned.
yeah, awesome. Let's go. Yeah, it would have to
But
be 70s Visconti for it to be like
yeah,
real juicy like that.
yeah. But how do we want to crack this puppy
I,
open?
I'd like to start with the things I think it did okay. It doesn't do anything particularly. It doesn't do anything great. Um, it, Lena Sandgren is one of our best, just like consistently inventive with framing and
Mhm.
particularly lighting. Um,
Yeah,
the set design for the first half of the movie, I think, is really solid. Really, everything before we get to the Linton estate, I think, really works. Um, the Wuthering Heights themselves are set up on like these Tim Burton-y looking ass giant
The whole movie's very
stones.
Beetlejuice. Like the
Yeah.
production design is super
yeah,
Beetlejuicy.
Which I think works in some areas and really doesn't in others. Um, I think if the first half, or not even the first half, just the part where they're kids, if that was in a good movie that understood this novel at all, I would think that was really good. I think the performances are there for both of the young actors. Uh, Owen Cooper, who is absolutely just like better than Ezra Miller in We Need to Talk About Kevin, playing a very similar kind of character. Um, a very talented young actor, does a good job of with what little he is actually given to do here. Um, the young Kathy does a good job of being sort of bright and charming as Kathy, and precocious and really annoying as Kathy would have been at that age.
yeah.
Um, I am utterly incapable of disliking Margot Robbie, and this is really, really put to the test here. Um,
I think she's bad.
What a
It's
great performance.
It's
it
hard for me to separate how poor of an adaptation it is of the character, which I get it. Catherine Earnshaw done properly is not something people are gonna eat by the spoonful. She's like she's like not, like it's not that she's not sympathetic, but she's not somebody you're rooting for super duper hard, you know. But all of that's gone, and it's a really boring. And I just don't think she's good in this. I
well,
don't.
was anybody going to be good in this?
No, I don't think anybody was gonna salvage it from the screenplay up, which is where
There,
most of these sins are rooted for me.
Which is where I'm starting at with this, which is like, well, nobody was going to be good at this, but at least she has
there's
a demeanor that is charming,
The
and I don't hate
casting is
watching her.
also off in the sense that she is too old.
Oh yeah,
And
she's
it's
like
not,
35.
sure.
obviously I know that Margot Robbie is like, and it's not that you can't be old in my movie. It's that like Heathcliff and Catherine should be the same age, and Jacob Elordi is visibly much younger than you are. And I don't have any issue with like an age gap dynamic. It just isn't correct here. And I know that might sound really stupid, but if you're gonna try to sell me on the fact that like these were like childhood bosom buddies, they shouldn't look 15 years apart later on down the road. They should look like childhood bosom buddies.
The-
It's immediately wrong. It's immediately wrong feeling.
So Cole, do you have any other positive things to say before we?
So I'll extend on the production design. I even like how Dutch Cross Grange looks in this movie. It's just like as explosions of primary colors in every single room. You've got that white of the drawing room, and then you have the silver of the dining room, and then you've got like the red and the blue, and it's just like popping everywhere, and it looks like a dollhouse gone wrong, and I enjoyed that aspect. And yeah, the Heights itself, great looking set. I love like the giant X and the stones and just like the grim, oppressive look of it. There's two performances I'll single out in this movie that I think are flat out good, um, despite the material. Uh, Alison Oliver as Isabella Linton seems to be the only actress in this movie who knows what kind of movie she's in,
Really
and
funny.
she is having so much fun.
Yeah.
Bows in her hair for like 90% of the time,
It's
spoiled,
like
bratty,
it's the
ridiculous.
before you say anything, Zach, it's a disastrous adaptation of that character.
And,
Like
and when that
but
is the
she
clear
is
highlight of your movie,
but
is
she
a
is
disastrous
committed.
adaptational choice, we are in puff. It's like a really bad version of Lord of the Rings, but hey, the guy playing Gollum is just fucking slapstick funny. Great. Fucking great. You know, like, oh my goodness. No, I get you. It's like the entertainment value of this movie is
Mhm.
rooted in that
Yeah.
performance.
I
And if the
I
whole thing was that askew, if the
mhm.
whole thing was that off balance and that like exaggerated and drawn out and wrong, you might get somewhere with that just from the sheer chaos of it, you
Mhm.
know. Really truly like quotes Wuthering Heights, like it's like a riff, it's a farce, it's we're just fucking throwing the book out the window and doing crazy shit.
And
And throw the book
and
out
I
the
at
window
that
and do crazy shit. Commit.
yeah, I mean at
yeah.
that point you have to be Monty Python's Wuthering Heights, and then it's
Right,
just like
Oh,
because
that'd be fun.
Emerald Fennell is a coward at her very core.
right.
No,
But it's Alison Oliver, and then she's always good, even if the
Yeah.
movies are frequently not. I always like Hong Chow, and I think she's good here. I
Which
like
is
the idea. I
boy,
like I
just
like
those two characters being the good part. It's
I
tough.
like the idea of Nellie as like a proto Mrs. Danvers,
No, it's so stupid.
and
yeah.
work for me here, work for me. And
That's what I'm
like
saying. Like, these two characters are like the wrongest characters. They are the most incorrect. And because they are like the only salvageable performances, it's like, oh boy. This car's
I
got
like
four
that.
flat tires and a fucking box of cereal where the engine should be.
I like the idea of Nellie as, the scorned lesbian lover.
I guess, man.
I'm like, you know what?
I
It's
fucking
something.
guess.
And
I
it
don't
would have
I
been
don't even know
better
where to
if
start with that.
I
it would have been
honestly,
better if Fennel didn't clearly hate that character as
she
is laid
hasn't
out
read
by
the book.
Isabella when Isabella is describing when we first meet Isabella and Edgar, Mr. Linton, they're in the garden and she's talking about reading Romeo and Juliet and how she cried and cried and cried about this great love story. And she thinks that Juliet's maid, or nanny, was the villain who started that whole plot point going wrong for them to both die. And I'm like, well, no, but then you
Well,
get the projection,
like
you're like, oh, that's how you read Wuthering Heights.
she didn't read it. She has not read
She
this book.
said
There's
she said
no fucking way.
she has said she read it at 14 and that this
Okay.
movie is how
And
she
she
would
didn't,
have
she's
made a
like,
movie of it as a
I
14-year
didn't
old.
read it a second time. I read the first five chapters, got bored, and picked up a fucking Harlequin romance novel and projected that over the top of it. Like, honestly, that would be, you had this take going into it that it seemed like they were going to do this sort of like meta girl inside of the thing, and it's like her imagination or something, where it's almost like,
I thought it was
you
going to be
know,
like
the
self-insert
reel cuts
fanfic.
out and then it like replaces itself with something different. Like
But unfortunately, apparently, I'm too smart for Emerald Fennell because like self-insert fanfic Wuthering Heights, like that would be an idea.
it's an idea. I honestly like by the time that I saw this, I had all these different thoughts about how I might react to it, and I really did not find myself bothered by the abject wrongness of it, but the fact that in its wrongness, in making all of these choices against the text, at
Mm-hmm.
no point did you come up with an idea that you wanted the movie to be and then commit to that idea, really. The closest it comes to having anything effective is that Jacob Elordi is hot. He's really tall. And so if you put him in vaguely romantic or erotic scenarios, they're
Mm-hmm.
kind of interesting to watch because of that.
Oh yeah,
That's as much as I can give you.
when he stuck Kathy's fingers in her mouth in his
Just
mouth
picks her
after
up with
she was
one fucking
masturbating,
arm,
that I was
you
like,
know?
ooh, that's hot. I was like,
Like
mm.
that is the closest you have anything to working in this movie. It's just the fact that like if you make softcore porn with Jacob Elordi on a big screen, that's a pretty good idea. Do
Yeah.
that.
He sucks, dude. This we are 0 for 2 on this man being in literature
But he basically,
adaptations.
yeah, it's just the Frankenstein performance all over again.
Which is wronger here than it was there, and it was already pretty wrong there. Yeah, I don't blame him. I feel like he's blameless for me still. I just think that he's been miscast. He's not miscast as Heathcliff. I think that he could be a great Heathcliff if this was being directed by Joanna Hogg, like somebody with a fucking brain.
Uh,
Sophia Coppola. Sophia
yeah.
Coppola knew exactly how to get that guy into the end zone. 100%
Hmm.
in Priscilla.
Maybe
Absolutely.
that's the missing piece for me, but this dude has not moved beyond like kissing booth levels of performance. Like
Yeah.
I don't see it.
He's better in these than he is in the kissing booths.
I didn't see those. I have value my time on this planet.
I
Um,
don't, so I have seen them.
yeah, congratulations. Uh, it's just I think is a miserable performer. Can you just imagine how shitty this movie is, and like how it wouldn't be that much better? But can you imagine if it was like Austin Butler, Heathcliff, or just like just anybody who can emote? Like the most we get out of this guy is like a wry smile at Isabella when she's like drooling over him at the dinner table. That is
De-
it.
Dev Patel.
Well,
Yeah.
that's just good Heathcliff casting, and that
That would
that might
actually
ele
make sense for
that
for
would
like Roby and
yeah, that would like
Yeah, for
elevate
aging
this
everybody up a
to
little bit.
that would like elevate this movie just slightly into not a complete waste of time,
yeah.
maybe.
But you'd still rather have a writer that in any way wanted to adapt this material. I'm not
Hmm.
saying I don't know. I don't actually feel like I'm all that protective over literary adaptations being like right or wrong. It's that
Uh-huh.
in this case, I'm gonna judge every choice that you make to deviate and go, what the fuck was that for? Where did that go? What was the point of that? Because the bones of this are sturdy enough that we should not have this many busted ass movie adaptations of it. I don't care that it's hard. I fucking saw the Yoshida one and I'm fully activated. Like I've seen that they can make a good one. I know what a good one looks like now. The rest of these, man, pathetic, pathetic work.
It
Because
really
everybody's
is
a
just
fucking
like,
coward. They're too cowardly to just own that these characters are not pleasant.
yeah,
And that's
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
that
that's
that's
especially
the
what's wrong
issue.
with this one is that they're stonewashed out of existence to a degree that they're not
Yeah.
recognizable.
Right.
Like,
And so what you get is like even like a super generic Pride and Prejudice type of thing. It just feels I already said Gone with the Wind. It feels to me like why didn't you just make Gone with the Wind? If you wanted to make Gone with the Wind, make Gone with the Wind. It's been 100 years since the obviously big, obviously famous one. It's been as long since the Wyler Wuthering Heights, basically. I don't think anybody would pick on you for making Gone with the Wind. We might pick on you for being racist if you do racist things in Gone with the Wind. But
Which she would.
but
there's
just
there's so much larger of a margin for error with that, frankly.
yeah, I guess relative
I
to
don't know
this,
about
but
like
it would
making a worse movie in that sense, but like something that is like going to grab news headlines, which this
Yeah.
already did for its
yeah.
wild inaccuracies from Jump Street.
I
Hmm.
But
admittedly the only like the caveat is if all you're gonna do is ape the original Gone with the Wind, like the Fleming imagery and stuff, then there's probably no
Hmm.
point. But like your poster's a rip off of that.
The red
Heathcliff on the red
sunset.
sun, yeah, it's so Gone with the Wind. And then the other one is like just make Pride and Prejudice. I know the Joe Wright
Hmm.
one it's 20 years old at this point, so they're doing Sense and Sensibility again. I forget who.
they're doing Pride and Prejudice again.
There you go. Just get
Yeah.
on the fucking wagon and do something that you know. I mean, I'm not saying that she knows Austen, but
Hmm.
at
But
least
then
there's like her ironic streak or picking on the kind of like social norms and the the classes of being like upper class lords and ladies but not landed gentry actually feels like very much in her wheelhouse of like women who need to work to earn their keep but are ultimately still part of like an affluent class of people.
hmm
She'd be like the most empathetic anybody's ever been to some of the more like cartoonish and parodic Jane Austen characters. This would just be a better fit. Stay
yeah.
the fuck away from the Brontes.
Yeah, but then she couldn't open her movie with the hanging and an erection.
I
Sure, she
am
could.
so tired of her. Her most provocative idea ever was eating a girl out on her period. Great. You're amazing. It was one time I watched a Miss 45 riff that you did, and all she was doing for her revenge for the rape and revenge movie was lecturing Alfred Molina till he cried a little bit. I hate you. I fucking
She was
hate this
she was
person.
harsher on the women in that movie than she was the men.
Which could be something. That could be something. In the hands of
Yeah.
a smart person, that could really
If you were gonna make a movie about like the hypocrisy of
the
women who,
hypocrisy.
say,
Yeah.
believe all women, but then immediately turn around and are like, oh my God, she just wants attention.
But everything is
This
to
is
provoke. She never lands the plane.
Yeah.
no, this is the issue. Is I come out of every single one of her movies with the question of what are you even trying to say?
What are
What
you
is
even
Mhm.
trying to say?
what is your
Yeah.
perspective on this? Is your perspective in Saltburn that social climbing poor people are the evil people? That's the closest I get to a message, and boy, do I hope that's not your message.
It's
Uh,
dumbass Parasite. It's like Parasite, but you didn't get it. Yeah, boy,
Yeah.
those parks are sure nasty, evil schemers.
Be glad this didn't happen to you.
Promising Young Woman, I don't even feel like prepared to engage with how wrong-headed that movie is. And this is like this is a what are you trying to say in the sense that she has just jettisoned everything about, especially by the second half. When Heathcliff returns, this stops resembling Wuthering Heights in the slightest.
Yeah, I
Eh,
honestly was having a decent time with this movie up until Heathcliff's return, and then we fly off the rails.
but
It's really dumb.
it's not even flying off the rails. It's like an hour of oh but we can't, oh but we should, and then a Charlie XCX music video that sucks. And then the movie ends.
Well,
That
honestly, the
like I'm looking for your perspective because there's no text.
Right.
There's
All of that has
nothing
been
here.
removed.
the music video artist that I think of during this movie is not Charlie. Funny enough, it's Taylor.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which that could, I'm just gonna echo that same sentence. That could be something. Catherine Earnshaw is a very Taylor Swift kind of, we were joking about Brat and Charlie and everything. Like Earnshaw is super Taylor Swift. Like
Yeah.
clinical in her manipulative is a little harsh, but like
For Taylor
scheming,
Swift, but not for Kathy.
like her overall thing about like, well, if I do this and we do this and we do this and it's gonna be fine. I've got you sectioned here and you're gonna be over here and everything's gonna fall into my perfect little plan for the
The
world.
control freak aspect of
And then
it.
it just blah, blah,
That
blah.
totally fits Taylor.
Like choosing the guy because of the social pressure and the money and the image, but ultimately holding a candle for your Maddie Healy bad boy type shit. 100% Taylor Swift shit. A
Yeah.
100%. There is something there. There is so much
She should
here.
write an album inspired by Wuthering Heights. I like to see that.
I like Kate Bush. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Listen to the Kate
I
Bush
mean,
thing.
like clearly, but
Still probably the best overall adaptation that we have is that
yeah,
song.
that and "It's All Coming Back to Me Now" by Celine Dion.
I found this movie completely fucking rudderless in every way to the point that like I assumed that I would be mad. So basically when I heard before I saw it that the abuse and specifically the sexual assault on Isabella had been transformed into like a consensual Dom sub BDSM thing was like, oh, I'm gonna leave this movie angry. I'm gonna leave this movie like on fire about how dumb it is. And ultimately I did not I left doused. I wasn't even on fire because it's just so we threw that shit in the trash can levels
Hmm.
of not an adaptation of the story.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like getting mad that I don't know. I don't have a good example. I don't
Like
I
have
think
like
it's a I think
there's
it's a
almost,
really
I mean,
good
you,
I think it's a really good thing that we did all this prep work because I think this is kind of the
yeah.
worst case scenario for this
Hmm.
movie in terms of talking about it
Yeah.
because there's just so little to actually grab onto. Like
Yeah.
it does not inspire emotion
Hmm.
really.
no, it's music video imagery, softcore porn, slapdo, egg, fish mouth shit. I don't even
Funky
like it
Jello
formally.
fish.
I,
Yeah.
I I give all credit to Sandgren. He lit Saltburn well too. Not every shot of Saltburn looks that good, but he lit that movie well too. A lot of the nighttime sequences and stuff like that. Emerald Fennell has an eye for framing, although her eye for framing is pretty fucking boring. Like it's good looking, but it's pretty like, yeah, all
It's
right.
obvious. It's
It's really
obvious.
obvious, and none of it ever has like a meaning to it or a weight to it. There's no sense of like blocking, and I'm picking on it here. Like this is more than I would pick on Sam Raimi's Send Help because the Sam Raimi Send Help have, I mean, his has more formal imagery to it, where
Hmm.
yes, there are dynamics and things being displayed by like a leg that goes over a head, and like what does that say about their dominance or whatever. Um, that is just like absent. She's not a good visual storyteller. She might have like vaguely a good idea of how to set up an album cover or a magazine photo shoot,
No, it's
but
Yeah.
still images.
over and over and over, like I have
Hmm.
seen literal Caligari silent movies where all it is just photographs of sets, and those still move with those old busted ass 1910s cameras. Will you do something?
Yeah.
Like direct this movie, man.
She
Fuck.
relies a lot on the costumes moving in this. The costumes that I did really like, honestly. Jacqueline Duran.
They
Uh,
look nice, but
it,
it
it's
it, it just falls into that no identity thing again.
it's kind of exploring the same anachronism thing that like her little women costumes did,
Yeah,
like
for
going
sure.
into like the magazine photo spread. Like, oh, she's got the wedding dress that barely covers the boobs, and she's got the 30-foot veil.
They
Sh-
look nice, but I just
she's got that
continued to
one
think
wedding night dress where she's like, dead, wrapped in plastic.
everything here just lacks any sort of direction. Like literally the director is failing to give all of these elements, which are independently fine, good, decent, bad, whatever.
Hmm.
None of it has like a purpose. None of it is telling you a narrative story that I can tell.
Like
Linton's a little whinny, but
I keep hearing that Elordi and Robbie have no chemistry. And like that is true, but they're not given any opportunities to have chemistry. Like I think of it made me think
They
of
don't have a lot of
Christensen and Net.
moments.
Huh?
They don't have a lot of moments
No,
together, honestly.
I thought a number of times of Attack of the Clones for a number of reasons. I mostly thought of Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman having no chemistry, but there, as part of that movie's problem is that it's like
Uh-huh.
60% them trying to do something together.
Hmm.
Like to make you feel an emotion or that they have this romantic feeling towards each other. And they
You would
fail repeatedly because it's down to the writing and just that they're badly matched. This
Yeah,
doesn't even have this doesn't have an attempt like that.
you
this
would
movie's
think
more
that
interested in, the servants playing getting on in the stables than anything else.
this
And
movie
that
with its
again,
outward
that's an
kind of
angle.
with like its outward provocative, sensual, sexual approach that you would at least be able to make up the ground that Star Wars as a PG-13, it might even be PG for Attack of the Clones. I
Yeah,
forget which of the two. I
It
it
think
was
was, yeah.
PG.
13 was Sith, and then the new Disney ones are 13 for the most part. So that was
Yeah.
PG.
Hmm.
So admittedly, we see Natalie Portman in the all white fit on the whatever fucking planet Geonosis.
No sis.
Yeah.
That's like iconic. People talk about that, do Halloween costumes of it every year or whatever.
The
Both of
BDSM that
them,
she shows up in to turn Anakin down.
Oh
both
yeah.
of them need more sex if you're going to convince me
Yeah.
that they have chemistry. Because I believe that I'm being serious. I believe it doesn't matter if the actress has that much chemistry with Jacob Elordi if it's physical enough. If it's
Hmm.
physical enough, I will buy it because bro is a mountain. And I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. You just use the sex there and we will get somewhere. Fucking not saying the show's good, but old boy's been making a whole career out of that with the Euphoria shit.
Hmm.
He's hired a bunch of models and puts them in sexually suggestive scenarios. This seems safer and more buttoned up than Euphoria, which makes sense if your adaptation of Wuthering Heights was accurate. Like, Wuthering Heights is obviously a lot more buttoned up than Euphoria High School. It really isn't that sexual. So it's like, pick a
If
lane.
you
Pick a
if you
fucking
wanted
lane.
to if you wanted to focus on like the Gen Z sexual repression, which is like absolutely a thing, like that's a lane that you could explore. But this movie also, yeah, it has sex in it, and they're fucking covered from head to toe. You don't see nothing.
I don't know
Like
who this is for. This
like
shit's
Spare,
boring, dude.
give me a little
spare,
action.
It's
spare
like
hog, ma'am.
Show me
it's
some
like
skin.
provocation. So you're talking about the Gen Z repression thing, and it's like provocation for that crowd. It's like
Hmm.
provocation for people who think that sex scenes are the most uncomfortable thing in the world. Like
Yeah.
just normal ones, like the don't don't look now sex scene is like scandalous or something
Hmm.
because it's just fucking normal.
Yeah.
So it's like provocation for somebody whose baseline is that and not, I don't know, has seen a shocking movie. We've talked about Lars von Trier on this episode already, right? Like I've seen fucking Dogville, lady. Nothing,
Hmm.
nothing, nothing that you have in your arsenal has an edge to it. It is all blunt.
Yeah.
It is all safe. It is all boring.
Hmm.
You don't have anything to share in this space. I've seen like all of not I really have not seen all of the Almodovar movies. I'm probably missing like a third of them, but I've seen enough, right? What that dude was pitching in the 80s, let alone what he was pitching in the 2010s. Like you just get off the fucking stage,
Yeah.
honestly.
So
Embarrassing. She's an
Pro
embarrassing filmmaker.
like
In with
if
that
you
comparison,
can't even reach like the more mild parts of in the realm of the senses, then what are we doing here?
girl,
provocation for people who would be killed if they saw Ken Russell's The Devils.
I think the
Turn to stone like Medusa.
Ken
I
Russell's
think
Wuthering Heights. Give it to me now.
so
Now
that's been
that's an evil movie.
that's something that we've kicked around a few times, right? Like different directors. I think one of the ones that has come up is like Emerald Fennell in her wildest dreams wishes that she could direct some shit like Jane Campion's The Piano,
Yeah.
which just stunts all over this kind of thing. And like that is what I want Wuthering Heights to be. Is
Yeah.
Jane Campion's The Piano. That is the thing.
That's
That
the best
level of
Wuthering Heights movie.
internalized. nastiness and violence and fucking sex. Like that shit rocks.
That's the best Wuthering Heights movie, the piano. That movie fucking rules.
It is so good. Like that's what we're missing. I don't know. On the big picture, or was it big picture? Yeah, big picture where they were making the Baz Luhrmann comp, which
Mm.
obviously he's got the movie. I've even got Elvis up there right now, and it's like, man, the closest comp is Gatsby, and he understands Gatsby at least. Whatever you might think of the movie, you might think that movie's worse than this movie, and that's fair. It's not good. I don't feel like defending it, but at least he gets what the fuck the book's about.
Well,
Hmm.
even then, even if he didn't, it was like a perspective.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's a
And
great point.
it was a big, shiny, fun like event. Where's the fun in this?
Yeah. I mean, unless you really get off to the kink stuff, which
Which
I
is
just
And
found
also
grown
and
super
worthy.
yeah,
mild, and it's like
and she's like fingering gelatinous fish. Like, okay, dude.
Yeah,
Heathcliff asking for consent 4 separate times.
I hate this person. She's just cowardly to me. Cowardly, and I mean, I'm not trying to insult her intelligence as a person, but if I'm to judge it based on these three movies, which to me all have clear, obviously this one's an adaptation, and the other two are just so close in spirit to other movies, but getting the point of them wrong, getting the point of all, there is no point to this movie, so of course it's wrong, but like
Mm.
you gotta have a brain for the material, I think. Like pretty pictures are nice, but images in the movies, images are text. Images tell a story. Images convey
Mhm.
emotions. Like and like just the Barry Jenkins If Beale Street Could Talk thing, like that's a very amorphous approach to a movie. It's adapting a very like when I say thin, all I mean is like literally it's about 150 pages. It's not very plot heavy of a novel. And he just has such a touch. He understands the people in that story so well and the emotion
Mm.
that comes out of it so naturally. And those are difficult, thorny characters. It's a really tough subject matter in some ways, and yet it's just graceful and intelligent because somebody is sitting there and like really thinking about how does all this come together? That's a director. And I feel like Emerald Fennell is in this stage of her career because she wrote a provocative movie at like the nipping at the heels of Me Too in the weakest movie year in history, and
And
it got
won
all
an
this
Oscar.
buzz and won an Oscar, and
Yeah.
now this is where we're at because of it. And it's like, man, I am ready for the air to come out of this balloon. It's not that I wish her anything but like good stuff, but like truly you got to go back to the drawing board. Like you got to go back to the library and like read a book or two, or we are
Take
never going to get along.
take a gap year,
Go hang out with like
travel the
Julia
world.
Ducournau, right? Like figure out how to hang with somebody like Ducournau who's like, fuck a script. I have dreams about car parts falling out of my genitals, like type of shit. Go be with a real freak for a minute.
Hmm.
Hang out with David Cronenberg for a couple winters. I don't know. Whatever it is you got to do. Not Brandon Cronenberg. Maybe take him with you for the
Yeah.
seminar.
No, you need to hang out with your dad a little more, dude. Yeah, it's just like this is the type of shit when people are like the Oscars don't matter. Like they're visibly wrong. Th
Oh, totally.
This movie gets backed in its entirety because she won an Oscar for screenplay.
And Elordi's now
Hmm.
nominated too this year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like the validation of that
Hmm.
whole thing, if
That's
you
so
kind of
f
consider
And
like
Marco's
because
got
Saltburn's his
additional
breakout.
clout
Yep,
from
for sure.
Barbie.
For
So
sure. Yep, that's definitely. Um, this is probably too early in the year. I mean, it might bag a costume nom next year, but
No, this won't get any Oscars
no,
unless it's
no.
just an nominations. I mean, this is like unless it's a dog water year,
Maybe
which
if
it
we get
yeah,
won't be.
another pandemic.
Yeah. No, this is the most famous thing about this movie right now is how like derided it has been.
I think it's actually been funny. Like, obviously, lots of movies are adaptations of books, and lots of them take liberties, don't get things particularly right, irritate people like me. This particular one. has like almost feels like it has had the critics rally where they were like, no, 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 we're not going to let you fuck this one up. We're not going to let you get the point of this book wrong in our presence and not shit on you for it. Like it feels a little bit like that like Liz Lemon type of high schooler was like, no,
Hmm.
no, 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 no. I read this fucking book and you're not getting away with this.
There does seem to be like a collective running out of patience with her.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I mean,
think
to her credit, she has pushed it as far as it can go in
Yeah,
terms
all the
of
way
without
like
to
doing
things
anything
that,
fucking interesting.
yeah, the
yeah,
thing for things we have time for. And if
yeah.
you're not going to posit anything, we certainly don't have time for you. I mean,
All the,
we have time for you because we're, you know, fucking loser pundits, you know.
Yeah.
But
I think it's worthwhile to like talk about it because I do think that she's had these three movies and they've all had this kind of buzz around them. Holiday
mhm,
releases, one of them, the last one was Thanksgiving, this one's Valentine's Day. This is like a big seasonal release for this year, kind of like uh It Ends With Us was last year
mhm.
kind of thing. Um,
Or the housemaid at Christmas.
right. I'm interested to know how the general public is gonna receive it or like has been receiving it.
They seem to like it but not love it. It underperformed a little bit opening weekend. It's doing okay. It'll break even.
I think it will have
It's
some legs. Like this is a movie I could see, the girls going out to see
mm-hmm,
for a few weeks, like Magic Mike type of thing.
yeah,
You need
yeah,
some Magic Mike energy in this
yeah.
movie. That's
It, it
that's that's what we're lacking.
mhm.
Steven Soderbergh, Wuthering Heights. Sign it on the dotted line.
He has it done in like 5 days.
Yeah, shot the whole fucking thing on iPhones,
But yeah,
and
no,
they wiggle
it
less than the Andrea Arnold ones still.
mhm. Yeah, no, it'll break even. Um, it's gonna be number two at the box office this weekend. It's getting beaten by Goat, just like, oh, send help.
I
Literally,
think those are
please send
currently the
help.
two
Send help.
bottom movies on my list for the year are Wuthering Heights in quotes and Goat.
Oh, you have not plummeted the depths that I have plummeted.
That's true, and I don't intend to. I
You
might
should
watch Psycho Killer,
you
so
should see Psycho Killer.
in that one specific way I might. But
Yeah, yeah, my bottom five for the year are Luc Besson's Dracula,
yeah,
Mercy,
I don't know that one.
the AI movie,
the Chris
Chris Pratt.
Pratt, Rebecca
Oh
Ferguson,
yeah, yeah,
AI
yeah.
dog
The
nonsense.
AI thing. Yeah,
The Wrecking Crew, which was an Amazon original with Dave Bautista and Jason Momoa. Uh, Return to Silent Hill, and
See, like
then
this is what I'm
Psycho
talking.
Killer.
What do you get out of watching The Wrecking Crew?
Sometimes you just need some trash to round out the bottom of the list.
I
And
No.
guess.
what? Watching the garbage, it makes the really great stuff shine even more.
I think
Sure.
it
Okay.
does help a little bit
I'm
to be
not talking
like,
It brings
I'm not talking about
balance.
watching bad things, right? What like we Psycho Killer, Return to Silent Hill, like yeah, garbage. Let's fill that out. You know, Mercy. That's something you can point and be like, this is bad. What do you even like say about the Wrecking Crew? Who cares? What is the perspective?
Looks like a great advertisement to go visit Hawaii.
Jason fucking Momoa,
Hawaii roller coaster ride.
Jason
Is,
Momoa, Heathcliff.
has he been? This movie is so barren of ideas that I had to stop for a second and be like, wait, is that something? No, it's not.
No,
Shut up.
no, it's not. No.
Shut up. I
Calling
I think
Edgar Linton bro.
is he confirmed
Heathcliff
for
being white, but Edgar Lincoln being not white in this adaptation is also so
and
psychotic.
Isabella Litton being white. So they have to be like, oh, she's my ward.
I
To
don't.
what end?
Insane, insane. To what end?
It is yeah, Momoa is confirmed for Dune Messiah. That should if this
Yeah.
if I
I
don't
think
come out
his
of
kids are going to be in
2026,
it too. His kids are playing Paul's kids.
yeah, that's okay. Yeah. If I don't come out of 2026 being like, Momoa, that's okay. Because he's got Lobo and he's got uh Denis Villeneuve, who's
Psychotic
who's
Duncan,
never
Idaho.
direct, yeah, who's never
Mhm.
directed a bad performance, then like there's no hope for this guy.
Yeah.
Because
He's
Lobo is the most
decent,
Momoa shit I've ever heard in my life.
and he's decent in the first Dune. He's not there very much. They kind
Yeah,
of underplay him relative to his character in the book, if anything,
Yeah.
yeah,
which I imagine was conscientious on Villeneuve's
yeah,
part.
yeah.
But yeah, like when your big success story for the year is, a Minecraft movie.
His big success story for his career is the first season of Game of Thrones. So,
That was the only reason we know his name.
correct.
I
And
think he
he's
was on.
very good there.
I think he was on Stargate before that.
Oh my.
Am I making that up? I have to
The
see if I'm
the
making
the,
that
the
up.
TV show based on the Roland Emmerich movie?
Oh yeah, one of the like five TV shows based on the Roland Emmerich movie.
Oh good God. I think they're also making a sequel to that movie sometime.
Yeah, he is in
Allegedly.
Stargate Atlantis, which
Oh, Emmerich is who I wanted to bring up earlier. Because there's like almost an angle because I mentioned that I was like enjoying the first half of this movie and then it goes off the rails. There's a little bit of Godzilla 98 to this, where like if it
Yeah,
wasn't Wuthering Heights, I'd be like, okay, that was kind of stupid, but not too bad.
if you manage
But
to
it's
take it in a direction.
hmm
In a direction. Like, yeah, I think I made some joke about that to you because I, as a very devoted, over the top Godzilla fan, do not hate the 1998 Roland Emmerich Godzilla movie because I'm smart enough to understand that it's just not a Godzilla movie. It's
yeah.
not a great movie or even a particularly good movie,
No, it's
but it
not.
does what it wants to do, bleh,
Hmm.
right? Like it
Yeah.
it it, it has its fun with the monsters and everything.
Yeah.
If it just committed to having a different identity altogether and maybe had a different title,
Hmm.
no one would really hate it. They would be like, all right, yeah, it's kind of like a shitty Roland
Yeah.
Emmerich monster movie. All right,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's his piss poor attempt at doing a Jurassic Park movie, but with the Godzilla
Right,
framing.
right. Because, different studio. This is, yeah, similar thing, but it's even more directionless, and that's even
Hmm.
more of a problem. Because
Yeah.
at least a directionless Godzilla movie is a monster movie. A directionless Wuthering Heights is like what? What is that? What are we talking about? The whole thing is pent up in character dynamics, and if you just scrape all those out and don't replace them with anything, there's no movie here.
and there's no movie here.
No,
There's nothing.
kind of the worst case scenario, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've said this
Yeah,
on this very program.
yeah. Not good, but who can be surprised?
Yeah, this is the Fantano not good out of 10
Yeah.
that we give for the year.
Shouts to Nirvana, the band, the show, the
Shout
movie.
out
God,
to
that
the
was funny.
moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's also in The Moment.
That sucks.
I
That's like fucking
Like two mockumentaries in a row that I
know
saw in theaters. I was like, huh,
I've seen way more Fantano on AMC screens than I was expecting to this year.
yeah,
Fantano and Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, versus Fantano in the moment is like Hello
yeah,
HR versus.
right, right. If Matt Johnson had made The Moment, it might have been something,
Well, you were saying like making that in 2008. I'm like, well, then set it around the early days of Gaga.
right? Yeah, she might be a little too big
What the
for
fuck does she know
exactly the
about
vibe.
cameras?
But like 2008, like right when Just Dance
Yeah,
was coming out, like right when she was
but it
just
needs to be
really
like
taking off.
real gorilla shit, like real. I don't know. Even though I'm really more of a millennial, obviously, right, and a product of the 2000s,
Hmm.
I grew up in the water of that 90s, like authenticity is everything. It's like authenticity is the only thing, like Kurt Cobain's gonna blow his brains out about this shit type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I just make some lazy way to connect that to Emerald Fennell, where it's just like, what are you? It's just like and I don't know. Maybe Saltburn is kind of like trying to tackle that.
She's a
Like,
millennial, but she's a zoomer at heart.
I think that Saltburn's trying to tackle that feeling of being like an intruder at the table, but then like there's nothing emotionally honest about that experience. It's like, yeah, that's there, but and like it's there with Heathcliff too, right? He's
Hmm.
like a stranger. He's not welcome here. He's not da 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 da
Yeah.
da da. But
Hmm. What do you guys think she's gonna adapt next?
Sound and the Fury, William Faulkner.
I
Uh,
was hoping for
Hit me with fucking Shakespeare.
I
Merchant of
was hope
Venice.
I was hoping for Catcher in the Rye
Oh
personally,
God.
but
really, really funny.
Leave leave Holden Caulfield out of this. You actually said one today that is the most cursed thing that she could do, which would be Nabokov and Lolita.
Youch.
She had it coming
Um,
as adaptation of Lolita. It's like
Written by
Humbert's the
Sweeney
good guy.
Todd.
I will kill myself in public.
Okay, so it's good that all of this is all my perspective on Elordi is now recorded, so it can maybe be used against me in the future. Because the director of Son of Saul is directing an adaptation of Cormac McCarthy's Outer Dark, starring Elordi and Lily Rose
I,
Depp.
huh.
And if you know anything about Outer Dark, it's that story's fucked. Let's just run the pitch here. A young woman bears her brother's baby in Appalachia in the Great Depression. Her brother leaves the nameless infant in the woods to die, but tells his sister that the newborn died of natural causes and had to be buried. The sister discovers the lie and sets out to find the baby for herself. So,
That's
uh,
it's a
especially from
lot.
like the Son of Saul director, that has potential to be like movie from hell material, which I could see him working in.
Yeah,
So maybe
Yeah.
that'll be something.
Maybe you should get with this fellow Aussie Jennifer Kent.
yeah. What's she
Yeah.
doing?
Maybe she just needs
I
to
don't
get
know.
off her ass is the thing about her.
I would like another picture.
Just,
I enjoyed the Nightingale. I need another one.
I don't think it's too
You
demanding to say like
enjoyed The Nightingale?
that's an
Well,
interesting
wow.
verb, to be fair.
Yeah.
Well,
Tough crowd
I
with that
I
movie.
was intellectually engaged by it.
Stimulated by The
I
Nightingale.
don't like that better. I don't like that more.
Yeah. Evil movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Really
for sure.
The last thing she did was that Del Toro Cabinet of Curiosities thing that sucked.
Yeah,
tough luck.
yeah. It's been a tough time at the movies for gothic literature, so I'm ready to like move on. Like just move on.
Well, just wait until Frankenstein wins like 4 Oscars.
Right. Here comes Chloe Zhao's Dracula.
Eventually.
Yeah.
This is all Robert Eggers' fault in the same way that Back to the Future is at fault for all of the Reddit bullshit.
Yeah.
Got a point.
Doc, are you telling me you made a time machine out of a DeLorean? Is just 100% that thing that people have been making fun of for the last 15 years.
Mm.
It's not, I'm not
For
blaming Back to
sure.
the Future, but like the fact, like when he said it, I was like, damn, that's literally the thing. That's the thing.
What people miss about that and why that works in that scene is because that is the most Mad Lib sentence of all time.
Right, right,
And
right.
it doesn't work in any context where everything else is like visibly visible.
Yeah,
1985 was already after they stopped making DeLoreans. Like the thing
yeah,
had already come and gone. Anyway,
yeah.
Emerald
Flop
Fennell.
car, Wuthering Heights flop movie.
Yeah. Flop career, flop provocateur. Get back in the classroom, study up. Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, F. Apply yourself.
Read a
At
book.
this stage, I'm like the Street Fighter 2 thing that is like go home and be a family man. Like don't don't do this anymore. You
Yeah.
learn to be a jeweler.
Work at the law firm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make Elton John's kneecaps into more necklaces.
That is so weird.
I don't know.
What a
Rich people
Bart
got funny,
Simpson. What
funny
an odd thing
quirks.
to say.
I don't know. He had them surgically removed and he was like, hey, can you make a necklace and a brooch out of this? And they were like, sure.
I believe the next thing that we have currently on our schedule, two things. One of them will be an episode on Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Pulse. We have previously done an episode on in the Spotify days of Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cure, which is actually one of our most popular that we've ever done. Kind of just a lark. I'm sure that we did it when that new Criterion version came out.
Yeah.
I think we've
Yeah.
basically agreed because I nominated it since that will be showing here on 35 millimeter here in the month of March. The other thing that we're going to be lined up for before kicking into, I think, some stuff throughout the year that will be similar is a 100th anniversary episode for Buster Keaton's The General. It is now 2026. That movie's from 1926, and we were just kind of kicking it around like that would be a fun thing to do. So those probably are next things coming up, unless some new release comes and knocks them down in the batting order because we all get excited about it. But we will look forward to talking about more movies as we roll through the rest of the year. That's all I got. Thanks everybody for listening. Bye.
Ciao.